The Parish Episcopal Panthers are the definition of a juggernaut. 5 straight state championships, a dominant program. But tonight, in order to get back to the state semifinals, they have to beat a Prestonwood Christian team that beat them 4 weeks ago. It's the TAPS Division I State Quarterfinals, Parish Episcopal and Prestonwood Christian on Friday Night Football. And with that, we welcome you to Lions Stadium here in Plano. Mike Leslie alongside the former Lincoln High and Kansas State linebacker Heckma Harrison. Heckma, this game is one that if you're a part of the TAPS community, you've been looking forward to since the last time they played. 52-49 the final 4 weeks ago on this field to earn Prestonwood Christian the number 2 seed out of this district and set up this game tonight. This one should be a movie.
Yeah, it was a barn burner, and it came down to a defensive stop in the fourth quarter. I'm saying that this game is going to come down to who has the ball last. I'm just telling you, these two schools can score, and they can score in a hurry, and they score in bunches. Man, this is going to be an exciting ride.
101 points scored last time these two teams played, 53 of them after halftime. This is the 9th time that these two teams have played in the last 5 seasons. They have played in the playoffs 4 out of 5 years now, and that includes the 2022 state championship game that Parish Episcopal won. Let's bring you back to 2022. They played this game down in Waco, as they always do, for the TAPS state titles, and this was the 4th of 5 in a row for Parish Episcopal. Sawyer Anderson was the quarterback then too, just a sophomore. Here hits Chase Burton for the touchdown pass. Parish won their 4th of 5 straight on this night. Anderson hit Cedric Mays later on for a touchdown to increase the lead. They would score 31 points in the first half of this game alone to race out to a 31-7 halftime lead. Daniel Demery, a superstar for Parish during his career, now at Ole Miss, picked this pass off and took it to the house. 38-14 was the final for their 4th in a row. Now they're at 5 straight, and Heckma Harrison, they want very badly to make it 6 consecutive state championships. The program that Daniel Novikov has built at Parish Episcopal is remarkable, and they're trying to keep it rolling.
And they absolutely have to start giving Coach Novikov the credit that he deserves for this dominance. A lot of times when you associate TAPS football with Texas high school football, they try and talk about it as a level down. This is, when you talk about an offense in the state of Texas, this is one of the premier offensive minds in the state of Texas. Daniel Novikov is a genius, and his offense functions like a well-oiled machine. He has pretty much run through the TAPS division, but on the other side, Coach Yantis has raised his hand and said, I challenge you, and we're going to see that challenge today.
To your point, though, Parish went on a barnstorming tour through the UIL ranks a couple years ago, beat Aledo, almost beat South Oak Cliff, beat Austin LBJ. They ran roughshod and said, hey, we can play some ball in TAPS too, and kind of they were the standard bearers for all of private school football that year, and they've kept that going. Played Austin LBJ this year, number 2 team in the state in 4AD1 to a 1-point game back in September, 48-47. So yes, they're still playing some high-level football in the private school ranks as well. These are 2 of the 3 very best private school teams in the state. Realistically, 2 of the only 3 teams that have a chance to win a state championship, and they're all from District 1. The other team, Argyle Liberty Christian, at the top of those district standings. These 2 teams finished 2nd and 3rd in TAPS Division I, District 1. Argyle Liberty Christian playing tonight against Bishop Lynch, who finished 4th in this district. These 2 teams, winner tonight. This is officially a state quarterfinal. This is, practically speaking, a state semifinal. One of these 2 teams, whoever wins tonight, will almost assuredly play Liberty Christian for the title 2 weeks from now.
And there's so many other things that are on the line right now, but obviously, with this being the 10th time, you said they've met 9 times so far already.
Well, no, this is the 9th. This is the 9th meeting in 5 years.
So all of that familiarity comes into a crash course tonight. So many athletes on both sides of the ball, and they understand that for Parish Episcopal, if they lift that state trophy this year, they will have gone through a gauntlet of teams. And I'm telling you that the Argyle Liberty Christian team, they didn't come out of nowhere.
No.
They absolutely have been built by Jason Witten, and this is the kind kind of team that has challenged everyone and has beat both of these teams that you'll see out here today.
No question. Let's show you the bracket in TAPS Division 1, and you'll get a look at exactly what we're talking about. Argyle Liberty Christian playing tonight against Bishop Lynch. St. Thomas and Austin St. Mike's playing tonight as well. Winners moving on, of course, to the state semifinals, and then that championship will be down in Waco 2 weeks from this week. Let's get to our players to watch for tonight. First for Parish Episcopal, their quarterback Sawyer Anderson, and we are talking about a young man in Sawyer Anderson who, Heckma, he's one of the very best passers of the football that the state of Texas has ever seen.
The young people say he is him. We should just change his first name to Himothy Anderson because he is dynamic, and the touch that he has on his passes and the way that he is executed this offense of Daniel Novikov is very masterful. When we talked with Coach Novikov, he mentioned, he said, I've been with this kid for so long. I feel like I've raised him, and this is going to be our last go-round together. I'm telling you, they want to go out on a good note.
Meanwhile, for Prestonwood Christian, their quarterback, Luke Glass, this kid is a tall drink of water, every bit of 6'6". His touchdown to interception ratio is insane. 26 touchdown passes, 4 more touchdown runs, only 1 interception this year.
That is ridiculous, and I thought that was a typo.
Right?
But absolutely a great quarterback as well, and a guy that wants to cement himself into that legacy of great quarterbacks.
This has become one of the great rivalries in Texas high school football, maybe the best rivalry currently going in North Texas in TAPS, and we get the latest iteration of it tonight. Parish and Prestonwood playing for a berth in the state semifinals. Kickoff right after this.
It's game day here in Texas. The band's playing.
Friday Night Football, sponsored by...
Yes, indeed, sponsored by Texas Day Brazil. Kickoff through the end zone for Prestonwood Christian, and Parish Episcopal will start with the football first, and that gives us an opportunity to talk about the starting quarterback for Parish Episcopal, Sawyer Anderson. This young man, the leading passer in the history of DFW high school football. 13,680 passing yards on the night. We'll show you the complete list here in just a moment. Oh, there you go. 4th on the all-time passing yardage list in the state of Texas. And on the very first play of the game, over the middle. And off to the races goes Carson Darby. Darby being chased from behind. Finally taken down at the 13-yard line. Sawyer Anderson starts 1 for 1 and a big pickup all the way down to the 13.
We talk about him marching towards history, and David Madison is saying to himself, I've got to put my jetpack on right now in order to run Darby down. He does it because it looks like Darby is about to take this one to the house.
62 yards on the first play of the football game, and it's 1st and 10 for Parish at the 13-yard line. We mentioned it before, 52-49 the final the first time these two teams played. Neither team punted the football, and off we go again. Handoff to space, to the corner, to the end zone. Touchdown Parish Episcopal in 2 plays. Nick Wheeler to the house from 13 out, and Parish strikes first.
Mike Leslie, all I got to tell you is buckle up. It's going to be one of those kind of nights. Parish scoring on 2 plays. Wow, you see him right here cutting off the edge. Great blocking up front, but an even better job by your running back, Nick Wheeler.
Extra point is up and through. Nick Wheeler scoring for Parish Episcopal from 13 yards away. Man, you said it. Buckle up. This is going to be barn burner to the max.
I tell you right now, for the Lions defense, they've got to settle their nerves. Obviously, that first big play right off the bat to Darby he catches that ball in between the safety and the corner and off to the races. You're going to see that all day long on just a simple post route. I don't know how many points are going to be scored today, but I will tell you this. I'm betting at least 80 because this is the way that these two teams played in their first matchup. It was just back and forth the entire game.
Last year, Prestonwood Christian lost in the state semifinals. Heckma, the final score was 73-62 against St. Thomas.
Yeah, yes.
So, yeah, points come in bunches. Gael Garza to kick it away. Deep for Prestonwood, Jonathan Frenchlove and L.J. Taylor. Short kick. Pops down at the 27. That ball's loose. Still loose. Parish has got the football. It's recovered by Nick Wheeler, who just scored the touchdown.
And I tell you what, that is just scheme coming out because you understand that a guy in Frenchlove can take it to the house, super duper speed for Frenchlove, and they just pooch it. That ball takes a bounce, and how about that for Nick Wheeler? He knew exactly where that ball was, and he gets right on it, and it's a turnover, ball back to Parish Episcopal.
1st and 10 at the 25. Daniel Novikov and his bag of tricks. The short kickoff from Garza, and Wheeler, who just scored the touchdown, pounces on it to steal a possession. Anderson over the middle, complete for Fields.
And that is the magic of Sawyer Anderson when you see how fast this ball comes out of his hands. I mean, it is this a flick of his wrist, and that ball comes firing off.
Sanger, Texas, in the YouTube comments, I think must have voted for Prestonwood Christian to win in our poll on YouTube. Already in the can I change my vote for who I think will win? What a start for Parish Episcopal on the road. 2nd and 3. Anderson going to keep it himself. They were worried about his knee. No worries at all. He dives to the end zone. There is a flag down, but Sawyer Anderson's in the end zone. Preliminary signal is a hold.
And you're right, Mike. Coach Novikov was talking about Sawyer in that knee and saying, look, he's not healthy. He's dealing with some issues. And on the other side for Prestonwood, they were saying, look, we don't really think about him as being that mobile of a quarterback, and you see that backfire on them right now in the second series for Parish Episcopal.
We will check the flag here because it looks like the touchdown will come off the board.
Wow.
Paul Majors, our referee tonight. And it is a hold against the Parish Episcopal offense.
Got to slow him down somehow. This is crazy.
We'll see where they spot this. It looks like they may still end up with a fresh set of downs as a result of all this. Or maybe it's just behind the line to gain based on where they spotted that football. No, it will be a first down. 1st and 10 at the 15, so he gained enough yardage before the holding penalty based on where the hold happened that it is a fresh 1st and 10 for Parish at the 15. To the end zone. In and out of the hands of his intended target.
Just trying to catch these guys off balance and continuing to try to victimize these cornerbacks on the outside. They have a ton of work that they have to do versus these wide receivers. We hadn't got an opportunity to say his name, but there is a kid out here. They just tried him. Jalen Pyle. He is everything.
When on the call with a head coach, the name Travis Hunter is mentioned. Yeah, that's how good Jalen Pyle is. 4-star kid going to Michigan, going both ways tonight. Handoff here up the middle for Marcus Hanisch, and he'll pick his way for, give him 3 on the play. Pyle, 19 touchdowns on the year. Sensational wide receiver talent. That's what he's going to Michigan for. but they're starting him at corner here as they get into the late stages of the regular season and now here in the playoffs to try and kind of lock down their defense and improve their defense a little bit. He is a terrific talent.
Oh, he is, and this is where he really does make a lot of his hay is when you get down into this red zone area. He's so hard to deal with out of the slot, and look at where he's lined up.
He is the inside receiver, trips to the top of the formation. Anderson looking for him in the end zone. He couldn't find the football, well covered by D.C. Crane, and it's 4th down.
And look, you got a Bryson Fields #1 out there. He's just going on a corner route. Initially, they had Piles step back like a stop route, and then they run the corner. I absolutely love this offense. I mean, you don't know which direction he's going to hit you from. Guys are running a variety of different routes on the outside. He goes 3x1, 2x2. He gives you a lot to think about.
They're going to go for it here on 4th and 8. They've got to get to the 5-yard line to move the chains. Anderson looking to the far sideline. And Daniel Novikov, their head coach, also calls the plays. 51 a game this year, 51.9. They're going to call timeout before this 4th down and 8. Something about the look from Prestonwood they didn't like.
Yeah, Prestonwood right now, they're going to have to figure out how to change up their scheme, whether on the front end or the back end. They're not getting any pressure right now on Sawyer Anderson, and if he could just sit back and pick you apart, that's going to be easy work for that quarterback.
Parish Episcopal 7-4 on the year. Unusual to see this team with 4 in the loss column. It's been a tougher run for them than it's been normally for Parish Episcopal. A couple of very close losses. Lost to Austin LBJ 48-47. Lost to the best team in TAPS Division II, All Saints 39-35 in their opener this year. And then 2 losses in district by a combined 11 points. 35-27 against Argyle Liberty Christian, the #1 team in TAPS Division I, and Prestonwood Christian, this team they're playing tonight, 52-49 on this field back in October.
And as Coach Novikov talked about, defensively is where they've had a lot of their struggles. They've been in the game. Offensively, they can score, but getting stops has been their Achilles heel.
Hence the surprise kick, and they steal a possession as a result. They're trying to pay it off now here out of the timeout on 4th and 8. Anderson scrambles forward. Anderson can run for it. Lowers his shoulder and he's in. Touchdown, Parish Episcopal.
You can forget all about that knee, okay? The problems with the knee, because I think that is a design run from the beginning. He is recognizing on the outside. They're in man coverage. They turn their backs on Sawyer Anderson, and he takes off. Man, what a score. Obviously, those 2 series is for this offense, man. This is in really 9:29 here in the first quarter, and they could potentially be up by 14 points.
Garza puts it up and through, and it is indeed 14-0. A pair of 13-yard touchdown runs, one from Wheeler, one from Anderson, and what a start for Parish Episcopal on Friday Night Football.
The Cowboys getting set to take on the Chargers, and we've got it covered for you on WFAA. The Cowboys trying to get off to a high...
Your Friday night lights just got brighter. Catch a live broadcast of the biggest high school football games all season long.
The 12-yard touchdown. Back on Friday Night Football, 14-0 the start for Parish Episcopal. A pair of touchdown runs from 13 yards out. A tremendous start. This time the kickoff deeper from his own 16-yard line. Here comes L.J. Taylor, their starting running back. Can't make the first man miss and driven back. Maybe picked up 2 on the return running laterally.
And you could tell they had a right return set up. And he was trying to get to the outside L.J. Taylor, and that's great coverage by the Panthers, not allowing him to escape out of the back door.
So now how does Prestonwood Christian respond? Again, they scored 52 the first time these two teams met, so it's not like this game is remotely over. There are many points still to be scored by Luke Glass and his offense, you have to imagine. But a gut punch right out of the gates from Parish Episcopal, and now the Lions have to respond. Taylor fights his way forward for a couple. We've got gremlins in the system tonight.
Is a bunch happening.
I'm not sure what's going on, but we are trying to sort it all out for you. 3 minutes into this football game, and it's 2nd down and 7 for Prestonwood Christian. 9-2 on the year, 5-1 in TAPS Division I, District 1. Glass, deep ball, single coverage. Too far downfield, looking for Jonathan Frenchlove.
And there's the guy we're talking about, Jalen Powell, in coverage on Frenchlove, who is a guy that Coach Yanish said he can fly. And so you take that kind of speed on the outside and you cover it with a guy that you know is just as physical and can also run.
Big 3rd down and 7 quickly here for Prestonwood Christian. They have to get to the 28 to move the chains. Donnie Yantis, their head coach, their offensive coordinator as well. 45 a game for the Lions offense. They set up the middle screen. They won't get there. Taken down at the 25-yard line. Caleb Bengard did not have much running room, and it's 4th down, and Prestonwood is going to have to punt the football.
Oh, and Bengard, that's a great call offensively. If Bengard had an opportunity to get in behind his blocks, you have to credit the Panthers defense by snuffing it out. But boy, just a little bit of impatience there by the Lions.
So now Justin Dewars, the sensational punter for Prestonwood Christian, will come on to kick it away. But this is an inauspicious start for the homestanding Lions. Carson Darby deep to return.
Wow.
Fair catch called for and made by the other return man, Moss McCaig, at the 39, 40-yard line. And that's where we will see Sawyer Anderson and company get back to work. Up 14-0, Heckma. This is already very quickly 4 minutes and 11 seconds into the football game. Danger zone for Prestonwood Christian.
Yeah, that's the only place that you can describe it because of them just obviously attacking the Lions right off the bat. Defensively, this is one of those must-stops early in a game where you can't spot these guys 21 points. If you do, obviously Coach Novikov will keep his foot on their throat and just not allow them to get off the mat.
1st and 10 from the 40. Anderson, pump and go, looking deep. Overshot Jalen Pyle.
These two have had a connection all season long, and those types of throws they've been hooking up on. I mean, you talk about a guy that is leading the state in yards and is about to eclipse literally everybody with those numbers. He doesn't miss many.
2nd and 10. Parish Episcopal, the 5-time defending state champs. Handoff up the middle, nowhere to go. Pushing the pile a little bit was Marcus Hanisch. A gain of 2 on the play. Parish Episcopal has not lost a playoff game since December 1st of 2018.
Oh, what a stat, though. What a stat. And when we talk with Coach Novikov about how much football they've been playing over the last 7 years, I'm like, how do you keep these kids in a group? Because they're continuously playing this many 15, 16 games per season.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of football.
3rd down and 8. Prestonwood Christian really needs a stop right now. This is a golden opportunity. 3 on the play clock. I don't know that Anderson sees it. They just get the snap off. Looking deep. That looked like a hold, and it will be a hold. No question about it. A fistful of jersey for Matthew McLean.
Oh, they're not going to like it because it came out late. but we could see it from up here. Beckham Smith, number 17, he's on a go ball, and they have to get hand on jersey just to slow him down. He's double covered on the outside.
I'm a little surprised that they're officially terming it pass interference, because it looked to me more like it was a hold earlier, because a lot of the Prestonwood Christian coaches are saying, hey, that's an uncatchable ball.
Right.
And I was about to say, well, I don't think the call's going to be pass interference. I think the call's going to be defensive holding, and that's why the ball was uncatchable, because he got held up for 5 yards.
Absolutely.
So I'm a little surprised that the official ruling is pass interference, but either way, clearly a penalty. And it will be a first down for Parish Episcopal. They'll mark it at the 43, and it's 1st and 10 for Sawyer Anderson and company.
This is, and really one of these desperate for the defense. They're just trying to get off the field.
To the air, over the middle on the money, and off to the races again goes Carson Darby. 43 yards for the touchdown.
This kid Sawyer Anderson is so good, and the play fake froze the linebackers, and look at the ball come out last minute, and he's just zapping this thing on a slant route to his slot receiver Carson Darby. No way he's going to be stopped.
Darby said, you're not chasing me down this time. I'm finding pay dirt. What a start for Parish Episcopal. Extra point up and through, 21-0 Panthers. Yes, this team is ready for playoff football. My word. Friday Night Football, back after this.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus today.
Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
And we welcome you back to Lions Stadium here in Plano on the campus of Prestonwood Christian. And my word, does Donnie Yantis' team ever need to get off the mat, Hackma Harrison, and get into this football game? Parish Episcopal has come racing out of the gates.
Yeah, and I think they schemed it up perfect for an open. And you're talking about both of these teams, nerves on the edge. You know, they just really took the air out of the ball for Prestonwood. They didn't get the ball back until the second possession and being down by 14 points. Now, down by 3 scores, they are absolutely playing from behind now.
From his own 23, that was Taylor that brings it out. They'll spot it at the 34, and we'll see this Prestonwood Christian offense get back to work. Luke Glass, their starting quarterback. We talked about it off the top of the broadcast. 30 combined touchdowns on the year. Only 1 interception. He's had a spectacular season. Threw for a pair of touchdowns in their 52-49 win over Parish Episcopal 4 weeks ago tonight.
They just got to get an offensive. They really do have to get a series going. Give their defense a break. These guys are worn out right now, and head is spinning.
A lot of pressure right now on Luke Glass and company. He fires over the middle. Nice catch by Matthew McLean. That is an all-hands catch for 8.
That's all it is. I mean, and he has someone on his back. Look at this. We call this backpack coverage. There's nowhere to go, and strong hands from McLean. Wow.
Run backward is Taylor, but he's able to get away. Still on his feet, and he's going to have the first down. That is about as good a 3-yard run as you will ever see from L.J. Taylor.
How in the world did he get out of the grips of Sattler and then a host of Panthers trying to tackle him, and he picks up the first down? Really?
5'6", 156 pounds.
What?
And he picks up the first down.
Wow.
They go Wildcat here. Right up the middle. Breaking nearly the tackle was Matthew McLean. They are going to roll out this Wildcat package, Hackma Harrison. We were told about this by Donnie Yantis earlier this week. and they're going to have Jack Harwell, big number 88 there in the middle, their starting defensive end. He is a massive human being, and he's going to be the lead blocker at 6 foot 285 as Matthew McCain tries to follow him through the hole. First down, and then some, and still going is McCain all the way to the 38.
And when Coach Yanis, he told us about it, he's like, look, guys, keep this under your hat, all right? How serious was he when he gave us this nugget? Keep this under your hat. Don't tell anybody. This is a wrinkle that we got. I promise you, you're going to love it. We have a guy that's, hey, he's been begging for me to give him the ball. I'm not going to give him the ball. He's going to be the lead blocker. I can't wait. And, man, here it is right in front of us.
And here they go again with the Wildcat. This time racing inside the 25 is Takashi Shaw. Down inside the 20 to the 19. 1st and 10 for Prestonwood Christian in the red zone.
I love it when a coach gives us a nugget and we see it play out in real time and see how effective it actually is. This Panthers defense has got to be trying to figure out which direction are they going with it, because they can't just follow the lead block.
Shaw again, flags at the snap, and a false start is going to stop the momentum for at least a moment for Prestonwood Christian. Boos from the near sideline.
Yeah, I don't think they agree with that at all.
Takashi Shaw held out the last couple of weeks due to injury. A couple of games that they knew they were going to be able to win. Their first-round playoff game, they won over El Paso Cathedral 65-6 a week ago, so they let Shaw get an extra week's worth of a breather. He's back out there now, though, and he will again follow Harwell. This time with nowhere to go. Hurley Weicker, first on the scene for Parish Episcopal. It's going to be 2nd down and 14.
Weicker, 6'4", 240 pounds on the outside. He knows, he's seen that play enough times to play the backside and just walk to the ball carrier. They're going to use this thing all the way to the end zone if they can.
Shaw again. They do have Luke Glass on the field, by the way. He's at the top of the formation in a wide receiver spot. So they can bring him back inside to play quarterback at some point, hypothetically. They will, though, let Shaw throw it. Shaw trying to find somewhere to throw it to. Now he'll take off and run. Picks up a few, but it's going to be 3rd down. Call it 3rd and 10. Looks like he got back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And there was a thought there that he would absolutely pass that ball, but Shaw, man, making a great decision by not throwing that ball and putting it at risk.
Now, understandably, on 3rd and 10, Luke Glass will cycle back down into his normal role and play quarterback, as they're going to need to get to the 9-yard line to move the chains. They are well within field goal range for Justin Dewars.
Yeah.
End zone shot, double coverage. Incomplete, in and out of the hands of his intended target, Jonathan Frenchlove. And it's 4th down.
And Frenchlove looked like he had an opportunity to come down with this ball. Hits him right in the hands. Luke Glass, what a throw over 2 defenders.
That is a terrific ball.
And now you got Jonathan Frenchlove is down in the end zone. Talk about a guy that you can ill afford to lose in a game like this. He is the guy that takes the top off of defenses.
He and Matthew McClain, 2 of the very best wide receivers in all of TAPS. And Frenchlove is still down in the end zone being tended to by the athletic training staff for Prestonwood Christian. Back to his feet now. And he's able to jog off under his own power. That's a great sign for Prestonwood Christian.
Situation like this, you go for 3, down by 21.
On 4th down and 10, I can't hate the decision. It will be a 36-yard field goal from the right hash for Justin Dewars. They did have a critical field goal blocked earlier this year by Legacy Christian. That is piped by Dewars. And Prestonwood Christian is on the board. 21-3 our score as Dewars puts it through. PCA needs to find the end zone.
Absolutely, but that ball looked like it was headed to Frisco. That was a lot of height on that ball. And when we talked with his coach and we asked him about the distance, and he said 63.
Donnie Yantis told us that he trusts Justin Dewars out to 63, and if I could have had a camera on my face in that moment to see how far my eyes bugged out of my head at hearing a high school coach say that he's got a kicker with range to 63.
63?
That is unbelievable. Justin Dewars is a magnificent kicker. He said he has hit from 65 before in practice. I talked to them pregame. He said that's the farthest he has hit from. Yeah, that is insane range.
I got to see it. I mean, if he does it out here tonight, I'm going to lose it. That is outstanding.
A line drive kickoff that will go out of bounds.
Okay.
Dewars, by the way, on his way to Vanderbilt to kick. I think he was trying to just kick it through the end zone. But it's going to set Parish Episcopal up with great field position here.
Stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why we say it's one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
First and 10, Parish Episcopal at their own 30, up 21-3. Bang down after a gain of 6 is Hanish. Beg your pardon, that's Jackson Sanford, their reserve running back.
And he is what they call just your typical running back, a low center of gravity guy that can get behind those big bodies that you have up front, but someone that they effectively are going to use tonight to throw this defense off balance. These first couple of drives, I think, from Parish really does have this Lions defense, their head spinning right now. They've got to find a way to get a stop. That's going to be a victory in this game for them, getting a stop.
Second down and 4. Anderson over the middle, too tall, intended for Bryson Fields.
And you see the change up right now from this defense, bringing a little bit more pressure into the face of Sawyer Anderson. That's why that ball came off of his hands hot and too high for the receiver.
Patrick Parrish in the YouTube comments says his heart dropped there for a second. He's glad number 4 is okay. Talking about Jonathan Frenchlove for Prestonwood Christian. Yeah, it was good to see him get back up and jog off under his own power. Hopefully he'll be able to get back out there the next time Prestonwood Christian's offense takes the field. They're hoping that will be very soon. 3rd and 4. Can the Lions defense get off the football field? Vic Healy's unit giving up 20 a game. Anderson on the QB draw, design run, dives forward. He will not have it. He's a yard shy. It'll be 4th and 1.
And you see right here, he understands this coverage that they have him in and sees the opportunity to try and pick up the first down. Like they're on their 39 yard line. Not even thinking about it is Coach Novikov.
Now it is worth noting Sawyer Anderson, their quarterback, is also their punter. And their other punter is Marcus Hanish, their running back. But they've got Anderson up under center, 4th and 1.
Oh, he stopped.
Push back! Prestonwood Christian with a monster stop. Anderson lost a yard on 4th and 1, and it's Lions ball.
Look at this defensive line and the push that they get up front. Brownstein, Hillhouse, guys up front, boy, they absolutely move the front for Parish Episcopal. No tush push in this house.
Brady Palmer skipping away from the pile, celebrating as Prestonwood Christian gets a stop they desperately needed. Now they take over in plus territory. 1st and 10 at the 39. Glass, play action, fake tipped at the line of scrimmage. Guy Stern with the deflection.
Oh my goodness. Stern may have saved a touchdown because Jonathan French-Love was wide open. Jalen Powell was out of position here. He catches that ball, buddy. That's off to the races, buddy.
Guy Stern and All-State honoree a year ago. Glass, near sideline.
That's good.
Knocked
coverage.
away by Jalen Powell. One-on-one with French-Love.
That's good coverage right there. And I'm telling you, this is hard to do. A guy going both ways, playing receiver and cornerback, but playing it at a high level. When you draw the comparisons of one Travis Hunter, I'm just like, hey, I got to see it myself, okay? You just can't throw that name out there without having to prove it.
3rd and 10 quickly. Taylor picking his way forward. Look at LJ Taylor go, still on his feet. Picks up 9 on 3rd down and 10 and makes it more of a decision here for Donnie Yantis.
Take plus yardage in a hurry here for Prestonwood. Obviously getting that stop, and now their mind is on getting a touchdown. It's a big 4th down.
4th and a yard. Taylor, reverse, and they got the quarterback out lead blocking. French-Love off to the races inside the 5. 1st and goal, PCA.
What a gutsy call by the offense. Coach Yantis, a reverse on 4th and 1? Are you kidding me? What are we playing, Madden?
With Luke Glass, the quarterback, lead blocking. Now quickly to the line, up the middle, flags on the play. Taylor's in the end zone, will check the penalty.
I think they catch the Panthers trying to make a substitution. Maybe 12 men on the field. This is going to be good.
Yes, indeed. Illegal substitution on Parish Episcopal. Penalty declined. Touchdown will stand for LJ Taylor from 4 yards out. Lions in the end zone and awake here with a minute to play in the 1st quarter.
And I am too. The lights just flickered. There's no one told me that the lights were going to go off. I'm like, no, don't do that to him. Not tonight.
Dewars for the PAT, and it's 21-10. Late here in quarter number 1, Prestonwood Christian won this matchup on their home field, 52-49 earlier this year. Heckma, after getting, frankly, punched in the mouth to start this football game, now Donnie Yantis' club has arrived.
You're going to ask a lot of your defense. And for them, if they get themselves out of this hole, it's going to be because their defense played lights out. They spotted the Panthers 21 points. And now finally this offense is waking up. And here's the deal. That was on 4th and 1, probably one of the most gutsy calls I've seen so far this year. You're calling a reverse? Are you what? And all we've seen from this kid, LJ Taylor, is that he's a tough customer, and you can't bring him down with just one tackler. Man, that was a great absolutely great offensive possession there for the Lions. Can they keep it up? But they've got to put their hat firmly on this defense right now because they've got to stop Parish.
We've already seen Parish Episcopal get a little tricky with a kickoff. Do we see anything in response? Not on this kickoff. Fair catch called for, then bouncing into the end zone goes the football. That is a touchback, not a safety. It was never possessed in the field of play, despite the efforts from Ian Nunnenkamp from Prestonwood Christian to say, that's two. No, not a safety. Look at the entire sideline from PCA.
Somebody better tell this Prestonwood side because they are not having it. Don't tell me it doesn't matter. Do not tell me it doesn't matter.
Realistically, this is, we talked about this a little bit off the top of the broadcast, you might as well call this a state semifinal. It is officially a state quarterfinal, and I say this with all due respect to the other teams across the state that work really hard and have had terrific seasons and certainly could pull an upset somewhere along the way. realistically speaking, if everyone plays to their paper, there's 3 teams that can win a state title this year in TAPS Division I. It's one of these 2 teams at Argyle Liberty Christian. Into the pile and stacked up. Nowhere to go. Marcus Hanisch met a wall. And that wall was Daniel Jaffe. Maybe a gain of a yard at 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Jaffe is probably one of the reasons that these guys are having success against the run. Number 77 is just pushing this center, Lockie, back into the play.
2nd and 9 for Sawyer Anderson. Free play. Deep shot. Incomplete, but it'll be 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 4. Comment in the YouTube feed from Christopher Hubner saying, can either of these teams beat Jason Witten's Argyle Liberty squad? It is indeed offside against Prestonwood Christian. It will be 2nd down and 4 after the 5-yard penalty. They both played Liberty Christian this year. They both lost. However, it's worth noting they lost in very close fashion. Parish Episcopal played Liberty Christian on the road, lost 35-27. Prestonwood Christian played Liberty Christian here at home, lost 30-27, and had a game-tying field goal attempt go through that then was negated by a timeout that was rather controversial, if you ask Donnie Yentis. So both teams were very close, and I'm sure both teams would like another shot at them. Up the middle. Not a lot of running room, but falling forward to set up a 3rd and 1.
Boy, really generous on that spot on the far side. And
he backed up, I think, to match the head linesman on the near side.
Okay, 3rd and 1.
And that will be the final play of quarter number 1. 21-10, the score in favor of Parish Episcopal. 3 early touchdowns, but Prestonwood Christian has woken up. 2nd quarter on its way after this.
The Cowboys getting set to take on the Chargers, and we've got it covered for you on WFAA. The Cowboys trying to get out to a high...
Your Friday night lights just got brighter. Catch a live broadcast of the biggest high school football games all season long.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Cheer on your hometown. Plus, get the full halftime experience. Don't miss every step, beat, and cheer.
Lacey's still on his feet and he'll score.
Join me, Mike Leslie, and Heckma Harrison for all the insights, commentary, and all the stats. Stream the broadcast free. Friday Night Football on WFAA+.
Back on Friday Night Football, 3rd down and 1. As Sawyer Anderson and Parish Episcopal get back to work. Got to get to the 35. Handoff here for Wheeler, driven backward and ridden backward. Ball bounced out of bounds. It's going to be 4th down, and we'll see where they spot it. 4th and 3, 4th and 4, and it looks like they're going to force Parish Episcopal to punt the football this time.
And Mike, what was I saying before when they got out here? They're going to have to put their hat on this defense and ride these guys if they're able to get back into this game. Number 75, Brownstein, doing a wonderful job on the outside of containing the edge and not allowing the 1st down. Great job by the Lions defense. They are going to have to replicate that effort this entire game.
Eddie Brownstein with his 9th tackle for loss. High snap, but Hanisch able to get underneath it and puts a good foot on it, especially considering he was backtracking. It did go out of bounds. We'll see where they spot this football.
That's what's curious in this. It was a high-hanging ball. Whoa.
Are they going to spot this at the plus 40?
Yes.
Hang on. They've got another official walking down the sideline, far side from us. Where will he stop? They're going to spot it at the 45.
Okay.
The plus 45, and that is where we will see Prestonwood Christian take back over. So Heckma real quick here after falling down 21-0. PCA's got an opportunity to get right back in this football game.
Yeah, they absolutely do, and I think they changed the landscape of this game and stole a lot of the momentum when they came out with this Wildcat. Let's see if they go back to it at some point here in the first half.
Glass in there, a quarterback now. Hands off for L.J. Taylor. A little scat back, all 5-6 of them. Picks up 5 on the first play of the series.
5'6", 156 pounds. This guy's a tote bag, okay? And he's carrying the ball like this. What an amazing job by L.J. Taylor for the Lions.
Donnie Yantis compared him to Eric Metcalf back in the day.
He did.
He'll get the carry again here. Woo! Upended, but he's got the first down. Well, they didn't spot him very favorably. They will give him the first down right at the 35-yard stripe. I thought he had enough, and he does. He paid for this one, though.
Yeah, he did. Take it. No weed to that. He's having to check his faculties and make sure he still has all his limbs.
Shout out to Elena Sue and Braden sitting on the couch watching. I think it's bedtime. It's 10 after 8, Mama. 1st and 10 for Luke Glass. Takashi Shaw pushing for space. Give him 2 on the play. 2
really good running backs in Shaw and Taylor. They do some things very different from one another. Obviously, you would always say Takashi Shaw at 5'9", 183 pounds is more of the weight, the bearer of being able to just bang it between that A-gap.
Play action fake over the middle. What a catch! And off to the races goes McLean, dragged down from behind inside the 5. What a catch by Matthew McLean.
And I'm just going to go what Coach Yannis said about this kid McLean, who we've been waiting to see. Matt McLean is a headache one-to-one, one-on-one, and you don't want to play this guy single coverage.
Now Shaw quickly back to the line of scrimmage, driving, backing his way inside the 5 to the 3.
Well, his ability to make the first guy miss probably was the reason why they didn't lose a ton of yards on this by Shaw.
Second and goal from the 3. PCA was down 21-0. Now they go Wildcat with Shaw. Harwell to his left. He'll follow Harwell. Break to the outside and score. Touchdown, Prestonwood Christian. Flag late in the play, after the play.
I think they're going to get a face mask. Oh, holding.
A hold on the PCA offense. Wow.
Last minute, they get him trying to seal the edge. I saw his number 17, Takashi Shaw. See here at the last minute, I see a little yank there. I thought it may have been a face mask, but there's the hold right there on the outside. They get it on number 14. Guy Stern was being held.
Enzo Bingham, I believe the offending party. The wide receiver / H-back for Prestonwood Christian, and that pulls a touchdown off the board. Now 2nd and goal from the 13. Low snap, Glass, end zone shot.
Oh, he had it.
Just beyond the grasp of McLean.
He had it. McLean had plenty of space on that corner ball. Glass puts it kind of flat, but expecting for his wide receiver to run underneath it. It's a great ball. I'd come back to that look.
Glass looking to the sideline, and offensive coordinator Donnie Yantis. PCA with 5 state titles in their history. None since 2017, though. They're trying to get back in that habit.
Like a timeout.
Timeout, Donnie Yantis.
Yeah, don't blame him. He's trying to get absolutely want to get the look that he needs. And on that last throw, again, I thought that it was good to McLean, but McLean just not able to come down with it. Kick off the holiday season with Texas Day Brazil online holiday gift card promotion. Get extra value when you purchase a gift card online. For every $100 gift card you buy on Texas Day Brazil's website, receive a $25 bonus card. Or purchase a $50 gift card online and enjoy a $10 bonus card. Share the ultimate Brazilian dining experience and treat yourself too.
So what does Donnie Yantis draw up here out of the timeout? You certainly want to get 6 here and pull much closer. A field goal would make it a 1-score game. which is worth noting if 3rd and 13 doesn't go their way.
I think you have a matchup on the outside with Julian Mayfield up against McLean. I would try and exploit that for sure.
That's at the bottom of your screen. Glass looking that way. Now backtracking back of the end zone. Flag on the play.
Maybe we have a hold out here.
That's what McLean is asking for and may just have received. That would be a free first down. That would be a colossal penalty.
I was just talking about Julian Mayfield and his matchup with McLean. Let's see what the call is. Flags come out there. See if they make the call. And holding.
I think he's looking for the number.
Okay. Okay. The suspense is killing us. All right.
The biggest thing, the most important thing of all of that, it is half the distance to the goal penalty, but what matters most, automatic first down for Prestonwood Christian. So 3rd and goal from the 13 now turns into 1st and goal from the 6.5. That is huge.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And it's a matchup nightmare on the outside. You have to deal with a guy that is so physical and been a big body receiver also.
Wildcat again, Shaw. Cut back, Shaw inside the 5. Takashi Shaw to the end zone.
And guess
Touchdown,
what?
PCA.
PCA scores, Mike, and no flags on the carpet. This team is roaring back in this game. And the Panthers have got to be saying to themselves, what just happened? I thought we killed them, and they are back alive.
Prestonwood Christian, the Undertaker meme.
Yes.
Bong. Right back in the football game, down 21-0. Now, after Justin Dewars, you have to imagine, is going to put through the PAT. I don't want to jinx the poor kid. 21-17, 17 straight for Prestonwood Christian. Takashi Shaw with the most recent 6. And game on indeed here at Lion Stadium.
Yeah, what a game. What a game this has started out to be. All the way from the kickoff, the pooch kick. Both of these head coaches are pulling out all of the stops here. Whether it be the Wildcat, that's obviously been something that has caught these guys on the other side. Will Galusha, his defense off guard, trying to figure out a way to deal with all the bodies in mass coming at them. You're looking at a guy on the other side, also with Luke Glass. Luke Glass is kind of settling into this game. We've seen him execute a few throws, and this is, like I said, who has the ball last is really what it's going to come down to, because you see right now they made up the difference from being down 21 points like it wasn't nothing.
Even the WFAA admin is fired up. We got ourselves a game, the comment in the YouTube feed. From his own 1-yard line, off the bobble, making the first man miss and bringing it out to the 19-yard line is Carson Darby, the young man who scored the 43-yard touchdown reception and make it 21-0. Only 5 minutes and 17 seconds into this football game. Now nearly a quarter later, Heckma, it's a very different tenor to the game right now than it was at that point.
And I just got to say, number 37, Everin Roach, just break down, son. Just break down. You're going to make that tackle. You talk, what a hustle by the coverage team. Oh, man. This is one of these games that I think you just have to tell your guys, calm down. Calm down, let's settle into this game, and let's do it play by play. Let's not try and eat this whole thing in one bite. Let's chip away at it. We knew that it's going to be a championship level game anyway.
Yeah.
All right. We didn't expect for Prestonwood to just go quietly into the night in this game. We expected a fight, and we got one. They survived the first round. Now let's get into the championship rounds.
1st and 10 for Prestonwood, for Parish Episcopal rather, from their own 10. Not a lot of running room to be had there for Jackson Sanford, but he's able to pick up 4.
Josh Bengard, the sophomore linebacker, has been playing some quality minutes out here and obviously attacking in a downhill tackler. Good job there by Bengard.
5 wide receiver set for Sawyer Anderson. QB draw right up the middle. Sawyer Anderson off to the races. Sawyer Anderson may score. Can they chase him down from behind? Inside the 25 and a flag at the end.
And 2 flags at the end. Looks like we're going to get either a hold or a push in the back here at the end.
Illegal block in the back against Parish Episcopal is going to steal some of the yardage of Sawyer Anderson's runaway, but he opened up the entire offense, spread out 5 wide receivers, and then said, "Stop me."
Yeah, take back everything I said about this guy's wheels. You see he got him in tote right there, and they are having to chase him down. They get Powell at the last second on the push in the back. You got to check David Madison on the outside. See him limping a little bit after that play.
David Madison, outstanding corner on his way to Oregon State. Donnie Yenta said the battle between him and Jalen Pyle the first time they played was theater unto itself. Anderson dropped the snap, has time, fires over the middle, wide open inside the 10 is Darby. 1st and goal.
Can I say this? Sometimes there's good, and then there's this. He drops the ball, he looks up, and Carson Darby is still running wide open by the time he gets the ball back in his hands. I mean, what?
Presence of mind.
I mean, there's presence of mind, and then how fast is Carson Darby getting open? Because
They'll spot it officially at the 9. It's 1st and goal. Handoff, Hanish. Trying to get to the corner, inside the 5 to the 3.
This kid Hanish got some bounce to him. As you see right there, he's trying to get to the edge and just continuing to bounce this thing to the outside to stress the Lions defense. It initially looked like they had solved the problem of this puzzle that Novikov has presented to them, and just that easily, now they find themselves in scoring position.
Anderson with Wheeler and Sanford left and right. Wheeler will get the handoff. Bowling his way forward, Nick Wheeler for the 2nd time today is in. Touchdown, Parish Episcopal.
We're just going to label Nick Wheeler as the finisher, because when they get down into the goal line, he is the guy that they give the ball to. Great run there by number 8, and yeah, just like that, Parish Episcopal strikes.
So Wheeler from 3 yards out. Extra point is up and through. 28-17. Parish Episcopal answers the 17-point rally from PCA.
Yeah, they had to do something to get these guys off of their back. Momentum had been stolen. The crowd on this side for the Lions getting back into the game. That silences that. They needed something big to happen, and Parish answers.
Panther hunting season, says the student section from PCA. Prestonwood Christian looking to be the first team to beat Parish Episcopal in the postseason since Bishop Dunn in 2018. Dunn went on to win the state title that year. Daniel Novikov has built an absolute monster at Parish Episcopal. State champions in 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. This year, the toughest run they've had in quite some time, with 2 bona fide, real challengers to the throne in Prestonwood Christian and Argyle Liberty Christian.
21 and 22, it just felt like it was a far-gone conclusion that these guys were going to win state.
Yeah.
The games were just a formality.
On the return here, it's McLean twisting his way, does a great job of keeping his feet across the 35 to the 37. Good starting field position for Luke Glass and company as they get back to work.
How about the amazing balance right here by McLean? He looks like he's about to be brought down by one tackler and just able to scoot for another 5 yards after contact.
Play action near side. McLean breaks the first tackle and hops his way out of bounds with a first down.
Jalen Powell gambling, recognizing the route, and that's the thing for wide receivers. These guys see enough of these routes each and every day, but that was a gamble that did not pay off there for young Mr. Powell as the first down is picked up by Matt McLean.
1st and 10 at the 49. Lots of running room for L.J. Taylor into the second level shoestring tackle from Jalen Powell, but another first down and a pickup of 13.
Number 54, Colt Hillhouse on the outside. This offensive line is opening up some gaping holes out here. Doing a really good job also with the tight end.
1st and 10 at the 38. Midway point of quarter number 2. Again to Taylor. Makes the first man miss again and nose to the floor and picks up 3.
You know, it's so hard to gauge a guy like L.J. Taylor lined up in that pistol formation. What it does for a defense is you're trying to follow lead blockers and all. You don't have a guy out here that's at the fullback position. They got that zone run or the read working to perfection right now on the outside. This defense is going to have to find a way to stay alignment assignment sound so that they're not leaving these big holes open in a two-way go for that running back to run through.
Second and 7. Glass pressured. Dances away. Look at the big man go. All six of them. And he'll have the first down. Pushed out of bounds.
Goodness gracious.
No flag. Went crashing into a kid on the Parish sideline. Well, extracurriculars there as one of his teammates came through to speak up for him. Jonathan Frenchlove said, hey, what was that? And it looks like there's some conversation happening. You can see back at the 12-yard line, some of the Parish Episcopal leaders, it looks like, are saying, hey, none of that. Because Adam Roth is lucky that that wasn't a penalty, and Adam Roth is going to, I thought they were going to pull him off there for a second, but there were some extra things said to the senior linebacker.
But I love with Kane Kozlowski, his guard, he walks up to Luke Glass and starts patting him down like you do your toddler when they fall. There's nothing broke, is it, baby? You just want to make sure you're good.
L.J. Taylor stutter steps in the backfield and loses a yard on 1st and 10.
They know how important number 12 is.
Second and 11 for Luke Glass. Flags at the snap. False start.
Yeah, false start will bring you back, and maybe it's going to be a second and long here for the Lions. But boy, they have some speed on the outside. They make up for it in a hurry. And again, Jalen Powell literally taking every snap offensively and defensively.
That's how important this football game is. They set up the screen for McLean. McLean trying to find the tunnel. Makes his way forward across the 15. Spins his way into the red zone. McLean flagged down behind the play. Has enough for the first down, but will check the penalty. What a catch and run from Matthew McLean. It's a shame that some of this yardage is going to come off because that was a sensational effort.
This young man is serious business, okay? Did you see I mean, look, this tunnel, this is beautiful running. One, the way that he sets this up, he's recognizing the guys that he has in front of him, and they're going to call holding. It's going to bring some of this yardage back, but man, that was a masterful run right there. Wow. That is unfortunate.
The hold happened basically right at the first down marker. So it will come back to the original line of scrimmage, and what was 2nd and 16 ends up is now 2nd down and 10. So there's a net positive for PCA on the play, but the penalty takes a lot of that yardage away. Glass slings it near side. Shaw immediately canceled out. Well defended by Parish Episcopal and Dawood Crooms.
Yeah, Wood, he is coming through with it right there, reading it perfectly, and you see what they're trying to do with Shaw, get him out into the flat. They have blockers in front, but they forgot to get on the man, Crooms.
Dawood Crooms, 48 tackles now on the year. No gain on the play, it's 3rd and 10. 4 wides for Glass, delay handoff for Shaw. Only able to gain 2 on the play. It's 4th down and 8.
What a big, again, from the defense, boy, it seems like they caught them out of position. You call that delayed draw, and they're just trying to let these defenders get up the field. Great discipline by Will Galusha's group. They're just not going to give up that big play.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down and 8. Well within field goal range for Justin Dewars, but Donnie Yantis says 3 is not going to cut it in this game. They've got to get to the 17-yard line to move the chains. Down to 4 on the play clock.
They must call timeout.
They will snap it. No, Yantis calls timeout just before Luke Glass snapped that football.
Woo, that's close.
1 timeout remaining for PCA in the half.
Stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why. We say it's one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
We will bring you the entirety of the halftime show from both bands and drill teams, dance teams, the Parish Episcopal School drum line, the Parish Episcopal Rosettes drill team, PCA's band under the direction of Eddie Jimenez, and the PCA Pom Squad under the direction of Emily Winkle and Chris Compton. That's all coming your way in 2 minutes and 43 seconds worth of game time. Fourth down and 8 out of the timeout. Again, they've got to get to the 17. No field goal attempt here for the Lions. Glass to the air. Oh my goodness, on the money and complete for a first down to Enzo Bingham.
What did I just see?
That is a sensational throw.
Oh my God. That's good money. Oh, that's good money right there.
1st and 10 PCA. Play action over the middle. McLean to the end zone, lost the football.
He scored.
What's the ruling? They're going to say down at the 1-yard line. Down at the 1 is McLean. A great look at it here.
Oh,
man. 1st and goal, PCA at the 1-yard line. Put a pin in that replay, Clay Marshall,
yes,
our director.
Sir.
Wildcat. Shaw with Harwell blocking. To the end zone again. Takashi Shaw for the 2nd time today.
The Lions just won't go away. What an answer on this drive by Prestonwood. And what a throw by Luke Glass. I don't know how this is going to end, but that throw by Luke Glass was one of the best throws that we've seen. That was amazing.
All season. That was a terrific, terrific throw for a high school quarterback to make. Extra point, up and through. 28-24. PCA responds again. Can we go back to 2 replays, Clay Marshall, if possible? The 4th down throw first, and then the play at the goal line. If we can cycle back that far in our replay system and pull those 2 plays up, because you got to see this throw again. So here's the play at the goal line. Slow this one down. Yeah, let's see. Was he indeed down?
He's
you
on
know
the
what?
body.
I like. Well,
was it his elbow? Yeah.
It's hard to say.
It is.
He may have scored. I think ultimately the key thing here is they were correct to not say it was a fumble.
Absolutely.
That's the really important thing. Clay, we'll try and come back to it after the kickoff, perhaps. The 4th down throw that was immediately prior to that play, if we can do that one as well, because that was a special, special throw by Luke Glass to extend that possession for PCA. That throw, as much as anything, is why it's 28-24 right now. From his own 6-yard line, wrapped up right at the 20 is Guy Stern. And that's where Sawyer Anderson and company will get back to work. Charles Roll in the YouTube comment says that was a terrific throw at a very big moment. No kidding.
Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas de Brazil. This holiday season, get extra value when you purchase a gift card online. For every $100 gift card you buy on Texas de Brazil's website, you receive a $25 bonus card, or purchase a $50 card online and enjoy a $10 bonus card. A Texas de Brazil gift card is a special night out for friends, family, clients, or employees.
1st and 10 for Sawyer Anderson. Play action fake over the middle, incomplete. PCA is going to jump on that football, understandably, but Enzo Bingham says, no, I made sure that was an incomplete pass.
Oh, my. How many times do you get the chance to run that post route before you get met by Enzo Bingham? Enzo Bingham says, look, all right, Carson Darby's really good at what he does, but come on now. That's the throw. That is the throw. That's the throw right there.
That's big time. That is big time. To the sideline, from the far hash. That's a 6'6" kid with a howitzer on his right shoulder. Big hit, but hanging on for the catch is Bryson Fields. Heckman, there's some big-time football being played right now.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, they are reading this thing like a book coming off of the hands of Sawyer Anderson. That is the 2nd time that a safety has had something to say about that throw. They've been victimized by that throw pretty much this entire first half. And now the defensive coordinator on the other side is just saying, Vic Healy is saying, look, guys, how many times do you got to see it to stop it?
3rd down and 2. The bleachers on the home side below us rattling as fans stomp their feet. 2-1 on the play clock. Timeout, Parish Episcopal.
Wow.
The momentum in this game has swung dramatically. It was 21-0 Parish Episcopal. It's a very different football game right now.
And I tell you that the momentum is a very fickle thing. It belongs to no one, and it belongs to the ones that are going to continue to battle back. And right now, the Lions are not giving up. When they need a play to be made, they're relying on a host of guys to get it done. Defensively right now, their safeties are playing out of sight, just not allowing those easy catch and throws by Sawyer Anderson and his wide receiver group. They've got to continue with that effort, because you know that Coach Daniel Novikov is going to come with something here on 3rd and short.
Out of the timeout, 3rd down and 3. 3 wide receivers to the top of the formation for Anderson. They bring the pressure right in his face. Backs up away from it, somehow keeps his feet. Anderson knocked out of bounds, but he's going to be close to the first down. He's got the first down. What a play by Sawyer Anderson to move the chains.
Wow. Jack Harwell basically drives his man to the the freaking goalpost.
Into the lap of Sawyer Anderson.
Sawyer Anderson is like, why are you coming my way? What a play. But even better response there by Sawyer Anderson. How does he escape that and pick up the first down?
1st and 10 at the 32. PCA has the ball to start the second half, by the way, so Parish definitely wants to go get points right now. Anderson scrambles forward again. He's got another first down out to the 43.
Sawyer Anderson is just taking matters into his own hands because this coverage has definitely increased on the outside. They're finding ways to just disguise what they're doing and not allow easy throws right now to happen as they go with a 3-by-1 formation.
Swing pass near side. Hanish scoots out of bounds with 3 more. 36 seconds on the clock. Parish with 1 timeout remaining.
A stop here would be so big for the Lions. This dude, Jack Harwell, number 88, man, he is a bulldozer. You can see them trying to double team him on the outside. They're in that call it a 3-4 set right now, or 3-3-5, whatever it is that I'm looking at. Number 88 is the linchpin of it.
Donnie Yantis said, and I quote, "That dude is a dude," about Jack Harwell. 2nd down and 7. Up the middle. Hanish. Flag late in the play on the far sideline. That was enough for a first down, a pickup of 8 on the play, but we'll check the penalty way away from the action.
He comes out on the side there of Prestonwood, of Parish, in the vicinity of the wide receivers.
Paul Majors, our referee tonight, getting communication from his crew.
He does have a flair for the dramatic, doesn't he? Takes his time getting the call to us.
Unnecessary roughness on David Madison of Prestonwood Christian. You can see the reaction from the PCA coaching staff. Frustrated with that one. Madison was tangled up with one of the wide receivers from Parish on the far side, and that's going to give 15 yards to Parish Episcopal.
Wow.
In addition to the run from Hanish that got them to the 46-yard line, I believe was the prior line of scrimmage after that run.
Wow.
So that's going to bring it to the 31, 32-ish yard line, depending on exactly what they deem to be the spot at the end of that run from Hanish.
My goodness. That's one of those penalties, obviously, 29 seconds here. You give up 15 yards. My goodness. This is for a defense that has been struggling. And it's a Parish offense that doesn't need any favors. You gotta play sound. You gotta keep your head in the game. That's a bad penalty at a bad time right now.
So 1st and 10 at the 32. Anderson wants to go fast over the middle. He's got Darby, spins off a tackler, and he's inside the 10, 1st and goal. 20 seconds on the clock. It'll stop for a moment to set the chains. Back running now. Anderson clocks it with 16.
Wow. That was a huge penalty against the Lions. Huge penalty. Moving the ball. I mean, obviously, you got a quarterback that's just way too good, and Sawyer Anderson is just unbothered by the way that they're playing his slot receiver. And you see right there, he goes right back to Carson Darby with the big pickup.
So 2nd and goal from the 8. Parish will basically have 2 shots to the end zone here, and then they'll probably save 4th down if they need it for a field goal try. End zone shot is picked off. McLean with the interception in the end zone.
What a read on the outside, Mike. You're going to see Matthew McLean seeing the corner route. He doesn't even go with his receiver. He knows where that ball is going. That's study. That's film study. That's knowing what a quarterback likes when he gets down into the red zone. He doesn't even go with his man. He collapses back to the receiver in the corner and undercuts that route. I love it.
Clay Marshall, can we get the top-down replay one more time, the broadcast angle of that play, and you'll see exactly what Heck was talking about. He comes off his own man at the top of the formation, leaves his receiver alone to go play the corner route and make the pick. That is a massive play by Matthew McLean. Final play of the half, most likely here, a handoff to L.J. Taylor, and that will bring the opening half to a close. Well, flags will change that perhaps.
What a play by Matthew McLean. I'm telling you, this is a guy, slant. You could have a slant route from Beckham Smith. He completely ignores his guy.
One more look at the run from, well, let's check the penalty with 2 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, it's a personal foul.
You weren't kidding about the flair for the dramatic.
He does. What is he doing us like that, man?
Slow motion communication of the penalty.
He knows he's getting plenty of TV time right now. He's like,
Mike Leslie, Heckma Harrison, and Paul Majors here with you on Friday Night Football.
All right, here's the call.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness against Prestonwood Christian. A largely inconsequential penalty, most likely, with only 2 seconds remaining in the half. Timeout called by PCA. Doing my best to read the lips of Paul Majors. That is their third and final timeout, he says, with those 2 seconds remaining in the half. I do wonder what the value here is in calling a timeout and trying to run one more play if you're Donnie Yantis when the football is going to be at your own 12-yard line. Head to halftime. You got the ball to start the second half.
Absolutely, absolutely. Whatever you do, don't put the ball in harm's way and end up giving a big play after your defense saves you. As you see this defense, they are backed all the way up.
Handoff will go to Taylor. He'll try and make as much of this as he can. Spins his way off a tackler and takes it out to the 28, and that will bring the first half to a close. 28-24, Heckma Harrison, a rather wild first half of football between Parish and Prestonwood, just as we would have expected.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we came into this game talking about it being a absolute instant classic. And then when Parish Episcopal goes out to 21-0, you're thinking to yourself, man, we may have gotten this one wrong.
Right?
Not so fast. Lee Corso, not so fast as Prestonwood finds a way to bring it to within 4. Oh, my God, what a game we have.
Our thanks once again to the halftime show participants for entertaining you over the course of the last 25 minutes. Mike Leslie, Heckma Harrison back with you high atop Lions Stadium.
Yes.
28-24 our score at the halftime break. Let's bring you through what was a crazy first half between these two teams. We expected this game to be wild, and it definitely delivered, but not so much in the back and forth ping pong type of game we expected, rather just shifts in momentum all through this game. Let's go ahead and show you the highlights from the first half. It was all Parish Episcopal in the early going. The first touchdown run coming courtesy of Nick Wheeler from 13 yards out, and it was 7-0 Parish Episcopal. They would recover a goofy kind of semi-onside kick, and then Sawyer Anderson would go 13 yards for the score, and it was 14-0 2 minutes and 31 seconds in. Then, after they forced a Prestonwood punt, the 43-yard hookup from Anderson to Darby, and it was 21-0 Parish Episcopal. But Heckma, Prestonwood Christian would respond.
Absolutely they would, and this is where you thought the blowout was on, but here the response obviously by Prestonwood. They just started to chip away at this thing, and boy, did they have some big runs to go with it. And you saw that there by L.J. Taylor. And then this run right here by Takashi Shaw.
Shaw made it 21-17 early on in the second quarter. Parish would respond. Wheeler had another touchdown run to make it 28-17. And then Prestonwood Christian would come back once again. This is the Wheeler touchdown run to make it 28-17. Prestonwood Christian, though, would get one more Takashi Shaw 1-yard touchdown run with 2:11 left in the first half. And that's what established our halftime score, 28-24. And Heckma Harrison, they are ready to stir it up once again here at Lions Stadium. Nobody's taking any time tonight. No. They kicked off this game a couple minutes early, shave off a couple minutes of halftime, and let's kick off the second half early. Off we go with quarter number 3 and another short, dangerous kickoff, this time fielded cleanly by McLean. And he'll be taken down at the 31-yard line. And out comes Luke Glass and this Prestonwood Christian offense. Glass, 8 for 13, 97 yards in that first half. If we can call up our halftime stats, Clay Marshall, if we can do that real quick as the Prestonwood offense is making their way out on the field. Parish Episcopal certainly had the better of things in the first half. 290 total yards of offense. Maybe we can bring the stats up between first down and second down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 31 here for Luke Glass. And he'll go play action fake, and they'll go deep ball to start the half for McLean. And he dropped it in the bucket. What a catch by McLean. One snap and Prestonwood Christian is in Parish territory.
You talked about earlier the momentum of this game going back and forth, and what do the Lions do? First play from scrimmage, fade ball down the sideline. If you want to call him Travis Hunter, he better have a lot of it in him because he has a guy out there in Matthew McLean that is testing that.
Flag on the play as Taylor reverses field. Another flag behind his feet as he ran to the far sideline.
Oh, it took out a
lot to sort out here for our officiating crew. At least 2 different penalties on the play.
Took out one of our referees on the sideline with the sticks over there. He is earning his check today. He got rolled up on. Ooh-wee. Tough place to be.
Are there 2 holds on the play? Holding on the offense, number 4. That penalty is declined. Holding number 2 on the offense. That penalty will be accepted. That was the penalty that happened further back, and therefore will drive Prestonwood Christian's offense further back. They will spot the football at the 37, and it will be first down, and it would appear 21.
Mike Leslie, the man of many talents, he is also a lip reader.
I have kind of become a bit of a hobbyist with lip reading. It's a strange habit, and honestly, officials' communications of penalties is probably the most common practice that I have in that. Here's your halftime stats. 290 the total yards for Parish Episcopal in the first half. Sawyer Anderson on 170 at halftime, so he's 120 away from 14,000 from his career. Shout out to the Lone Star Christian Sports Network on Twitter alerting me to the fact that Armando Lujan from 2A Sunray also tonight is in shouting distance of 14,000, so we might see 2 young men cross that plateau tonight. Handoff again here to Shaw. Drives forward to the 29.
This is the ultimate balance in that first half for the Panthers. 146 passing, 144 on the ground. Doesn't get more balance than that.
3rd down and a dozen here for Luke Glass. In field goal range is PCA. Glass, near side, knocked away.
This kid is so tough.
Jalen Pyle.
He's so tough. I mean, he's being tested. He has one of the best wide receivers in taps on his side, and man, these guys are going back and forth.
They will settle for the field goal here with Justin Dewars. Dewars told me before the game he once hit from 65 in practice. He said he's only hit from 42 in a game, so this would mark his longest in-game field goal of his career. He certainly has the leg for it, but from 46 right down the middle, Justin Dewars on the way, but doesn't have enough leg.
Oh!
Wide to the right and no good.
I think it may have been
He's saying
tipped.
it was tipped. Parish Episcopal got a piece of it, and based on the celebration, it may have been D.C. Crane that got a fingertip on it.
Yep, I'm going to go with it. It was tipped. That's
Clay Marshall, can we get the top-down view, the broadcast angle one more time maybe on that replay? Do we have that one? You did see Crane come flying in there. I wonder if he did even just nick it a little bit from that far away. It would make a difference. Did D.C. Crane just nick it just enough? And it's no good off the foot of Justin Dewars. And it's Parish Episcopal football. Into the chest of Eddie Brownstein. Nowhere to run for Marcus Hanisch. Give him maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, right now, I think this Lions defense is one of the things that they're not going to just continue to give up is those yards in the running game. They found a way. It started to happen right around the second quarter where they were just not giving up big yards. What they have been doing is giving up big yards to Sawyer Anderson on those quarterback runs. It's because everyone's out in coverage, back turned to the quarterback, and that's when number 7 takes things into his own hands.
He had 170 passing yards in the first half. He had 107 rushing yards in the first half. 2nd and 8. Hanisch again. Out the back door. No, this time it's Nick Wheeler up the sideline. Flags on the play at the feet of Bryson Fields, and it looks like this play is coming back.
And they caught the holding penalty right from the beginning.
There's flags at the 44-yard line. There's another flag all the way back at the 35 on the Parish Episcopal side of the field. So this play was heavily penalized. So the holding on number 1 on the offense is declined. Holding on number 67 of the offense, Preston Ward, as I continue to read the lips of our officiating crew.
Mike.
Preston Ward, the offending party on the penalty that happened back at the 36. So from there, they will now walk it back 10 yards. That is a much different penalty than the one on Bryson Fields. If it was just on Fields, you'd still have a decent chunk of that run from Nick Wheeler. Instead, it goes all the way back now to the 26-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, defensively, they have got to continue to try and get these stops. Obviously, stopping the run. They're bringing a bunch of beef in up front on that defensive line.
I will say I will give credit to Paul Majors, our crew chief tonight. I guess it's his diction that is probably rather reliable because it is rather easy to read his lips. Anderson looking deep up the far side. Single coverage and it's knocked away. What is that flag for?
Whoa.
David Madison got his hand on the football. They're going to say pass interference on the defense. I can't believe that call. And neither can the PCA fan base. I don't know how. What else is David Madison supposed to do?
I mean, look, here's the deal. I mean, when you see a guy out there, good coverage all the way through.
Here's another look at it. Maybe there's something we missed.
I don't see any. Well, Jalen Powell is selling it as well.
Yeah.
Don't see a lot of hand fighting between these guys down the sideline, but nonetheless, I mean, as I always say, you sprinkle in some good with some bad, and penalties right now going against both of these squads, but the bigger ones and the ones that are changing possessions are going against the Lions right now.
These two teams exchange big penalties because Parish had the 2 that took the Wheeler touchdown run off the board. And it basically all resets to 1st and 10. That ball too tall, intended for Beckham Smith, also nearly intercepted. It'll be 2nd and 10.
We've seen Matthew McLean. He's been playing some really solid coverage and a guy that's reading Sawyer, but this is an overthrow. Better be glad they got a tip right there on Beckham Smith, because if they don't, that ball is going to get right into the hands of Matthew McLean.
McLean already with 4 interceptions on the year, leading this PCA defense. 2nd and 10. GD3 Drizzy in the YouTube comments, a regular viewer, says he's on his way to Houston right now, but tuning in. Drive safely, my man. 2nd and 10, Anderson trying to get out the back door. Good pursuit, run out of bounds.
Oh!
And a flag on the play.
Oh, man. And I guess where I'm trying to figure out where you draw the line on those is because we saw Glass have a run like that, and he was hit on the sideline, and it wasn't called.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know. It's really just, it's been touchy, hit or miss here in the second half. It's a big penalty that's going to go against the Lions.
A 15-yard penalty that the PCA student section certainly doesn't agree with.
Wow.
And that's going to walk the football to the 41-yard line in plus territory. Another look at the tail end of the play here. Especially because it looked like they both geared down and kind of went palms to the sky, like,
yeah.
Whatever contact did happen there, and it's not like there wasn't any contact whatsoever, but it did look to be rather incidental.
No, it did. It did. I mean, and here we go again.
1st and 10 at the 41. Anderson over the middle. Too far out in front of Carson Darby.
Woo, they had him, though. That is a play that I know Sawyer wished that he had back. He had his guy wide open.
Sharon
right
Barber in the YouTube comment says, "Hi announcers, your bias is leaking. Just call the game." Sharon, I'm from upstate New York. I have no attachment to either of these two programs in any way, shape, or form. We're calling it how we see it.
Bias is leaking. That's pretty good, Sharon. Thank you. Oh, wow.
2nd down and 10.
Thanks, Sharon.
Anderson rolling near side. Incomplete.
I just want to say that was a bad throw on that play. I don't want to seem impartial to one side or another as a bad throw. And that's the first of throws that we've seen for Sawyer Anderson under pressure trying to roll out of the pocket. And maybe that's the first time that we see that knee really impact him as a thrower, because he can't unload because of the knee injury.
We saw him take off on a long touchdown, on a long run rather, that set up a touchdown earlier in the first half. They're going to try and set up the screen here. Defended well. Anderson somehow is going to turn this into a positive gain.
And they just can't tackle him.
There's a hat down on the far sideline, an official's hat. I don't know if that was
maybe someone
thrown in case somebody ran out of bounds and just marking if he had run back into play and touched the football first. It would seem either that or maybe he just got knocked off. Either way, it's 4th down and 7. Kind of no man's land here for Parish Episcopal. So they'll go for it here. The PCA fans below us rattling our broadcast location. Parish has got to get to the 31. Anderson deep over the middle for Darby. On target for the first down.
They have found the matchup that they like, and it is Brady Palmer on Carson Darby. And each and every time 3 is on 0, they find a way to get the ball to come his way.
24 yards on the hookup. 1st and 10 for Sawyer Anderson and this Panthers offense as they move the chains on 4th and 7.
Wow. That was a big pickup there on 4th down by the Panthers.
Tight formation here on 1st and 10. Anderson, pump and go, trying to set up the back shoulder throw, nearly connected with Darby. That would have been a terrific catch. Well defended by Brady Palmer.
Absolutely, and Brady Palmer Just, I'm telling you, he and Darby have been going back and forth. Celebration there at the end. I like it.
Bailey Jane in the YouTube comment says that she's on the PCA Palm Squad, but watching from Toronto tonight, says let's go Lions. Appreciate you tuning in. 2nd and 10. Handoff for Wheeler. Nick Wheeler already with a touchdown run on the day that got called back, trying to find the end zone again, down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
It's going to bring up another, I believe this is another 4th down here.
No, I think it's third down. Third and 4.
Okay, 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Big time 3rd down here for the Lions, but no matter what, I think that if you're Parish Episcopal, you're going to go for it on 4th down if they do get a stop.
Wheeler trying to get the corner. 1st down. 1st and goal for Parish Episcopal.
I called Nick Wheeler the finisher. Anytime they get down into this red zone, he is the guy that they go to. You have Hanish, and then you also have Nick Wheeler. And Wheeler is their goal line guy.
Coming into the night, he had 35 carries on the season, 10 touchdown runs. Yes, he's the finisher.
Yeah, he is that.
1 out of every 3, basically. Every 3.5 runs was a touchdown. He's already got 2 touchdowns tonight. This time the handoff goes inside for Darby, who backs his way to the 2-yard line.
And this is where you see the chess match between the offensive coordinator and this defensive coordinator. Right now, Novikov have gone with a tight formation, really changing everything, and he has Jalen Powell to the outside, man-to-man.
2nd and goal. Wheeler again, pushing, driving, his 3rd touchdown of the day. Parish on the board first in the 2nd half.
I called him the finisher for a reason. Every time the Panthers get down into the red zone, they turn to number 8 and say, carry us home. And this is I'm talking about tough inside running by number 8. Boy, what a drive by Parish Episcopal, but also helped out by plenty of penalties by Prestonwood.
Extra point is blocked. It will stay a 10-point game. Gael Garza has his extra point blocked. It's 34-24. Midway through the 3rd quarter, Parish Episcopal strikes first in the 2nd half here on Friday Night Football.
The Cowboys getting set to take on the Chargers, and we've got it covered for you on WFAA. The Cowboys trying to
Traffic 1. Back on Friday Night Football, show you the bracket here in TAPS Division 1. These 2 teams on the bottom half of the bracket. Winner will play the winner of Legacy Christian and Antonian Prep. The expectation, anyway, is that will be Antonian Prep. That was the one team I caught up with Daniel Novikov for a moment before the game, and we were talking about teams that have a realistic chance of winning a state championship this year. Practically speaking, it's these 2 teams and Argyle Liberty Christian, Jason Witten's team. He said Antonian would be the one other team that maybe they could be in that conversation as well. They're a pretty good football team, and that's who the winner of this game figures to see in one state semifinal. On the return here, L.J. Taylor. Flag on the play. There have been flags all over the place tonight.
And L.J. Taylor, man, he's had himself a first half. The tough runner. We saw him upended, but then come back into the game, and like you said, Mike, these penalties are starting to just be enough right now for the Lions. Obviously, that missed PAT, though, keeping them down now by 10. Maybe a changer here, as obviously you're looking at Luke Glass with an opportunity right now to bring this game to within 3.
So 1st and 10 from the 14 after the penalty. Glass, quick throw. Bingham picks up 8 on the first play of the series.
And a great way to just kind of start to spread the wealth and keep this defense for the Panthers off balance. To me, that's just as good as a running play when you have a sure-handed slot receiver working up against a linebacker. They go right back to him and another first down.
Bingham again. 3 more, and they move the chains on 2nd and 2. Charles Roll says excellent drive by Parish. Christopher Hubner says he's watching from Fort Worth tonight. The guy who loves Jesus is his YouTube handle, says he's watching from Texas. You can be more specific if you'd like. We figure most of the audience is. That ball is on the money for McLean, and he'll score. Matthew McLean as Glass threads the needle for a touchdown.
Mike, is that a ball in his hand or a laser? Because he puts that through. Look at the, oh man, this is going to be a great view of how he got that in between the corner and the safety. Jalen Powell trying to just right over his outstretched hand. Great coverage, but even better throw. Sorry for grabbing you like that,
the needle. Buddy, if I can show you all the way that Hegma Harrison was just holding on for dear life as that ball threaded through.
What a throw.
Glass to McLean for the touchdown. 34-31 after a 75-yard hookup.
Man, Luke Glass, what a throw. This guy, man, 6'6", 200 pounds, and this kid has a cannon with him. Bringing this game to within 3. This first one to 60 wins, okay? Let's call it right now. This is not stopping.
This is the closest the game has been tonight since it was scoreless. Parish Episcopal jumped out to a 21-0 lead tonight in the first 5 minutes and 17 seconds. Daniel Novikov and the Panthers drawing up just an absolute haymaker to start this game. Yeah. Driving down the field, scoring in just 44 seconds. Then with a clever kind of half onside kick, just a kick to nowhere in the middle of the Prestonwood kick return team that Nick Wheeler went and pounced on. A couple plays later, Sawyer Anderson's in the end zone. It was 14-0. Then they force a punt, drive right down the field again, 21-0 in a blink. And PCA has come nearly all the way back now, 34-31. That ball fair caught by Darby at his own 1. It will come out to the 25. That is akin to a touchback. N. McLean in the YouTube comments in all caps says, Matthew McLean, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Says, no flags on that play.
No, none at all. None at all.
Finley Gaming watching from Columbus, Ohio tonight. The guy who loves Jesus did specify he's watching from Plano this evening.
Okay.
Finley Gaming says Seth Thomas. Christopher Hubner says he's watching from Fort Worth. 1st and 10 here for Anderson. Quick throw far side and breaking the initial tackle here. And with a lot of running room into PCA territory is Marcus Hanisch.
Boy, and this is just a way for Coach Daniel Novikov finding the mismatch on the outside. Josh Vingard on the outside, man-to-man on Marcus Hanisch. You just can't miss a tackle like that. And defensively, no way to recover. They don't make that tackle until he's picked up about 40 yards.
36 officially on the pickup. Sawyer Anderson now up to 230 yards on the day. 13,910 in his career. He'll go to the air again. On target. First down and then some. Darby ripped down. at the 22.
They are, I'm telling you, this is a matchup that I'm telling you, these guys circled and said, we are going to make sure that we try and get Darby man-to-man. He and Palmer have been battling this entire game. Palmer's had him some wins, and so has Darby.
First and 10 at the 22. Wheeler dragging bodies, finally body slammed. It was Kane Kozlowski that came in and lowered the boom.
And see, now they go with this tight formation. You see what it does to this Lions defense. It sits their corner out on an island. He is man-to-man versus Jalen Powell, but safeties, everybody has to stay in because all the receivers, tight ends, everybody is in the formation tight.
Wheeler again. Pushes forward, but this time only for about a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Wow. What a battle this is, and what a change up for Coach Novikov as you see him making substitutions right now.
Got a player down for Parish at the 14-yard line. Looks like maybe some cramping for one of their offensive linemen, Hunter Caudle. Just the way that he was trying to stretch out, maybe he just pulled his hamstring, the way he's trying to stretch out the back of his leg.
No, that's a cramp. That is a cramp. And I say cramping because, guys, it's cold out here.
It is.
Hey, we've been seeing cramping in Texas, especially in those early months. It was, hey, everybody on the field was cramping, and you had to stay hydrated. But tonight is a different story. Like a guy from upstate New York. You got a little light jacket on tonight.
I'm all right. This ain't that bad.
Okay.
This ain't that bad. Now, it's been a minute since I lived in upstate New York, since I lived in the Northeast at all, man. It's been, oh, goodness. How long has it been since I've lived in the Northeast?
What does it say?
Every bit of 11 years now.
Oh, yeah, you're Southern. You got that Southern blood now, man. You got your little light jacket on. This is some stuff you'd have your shorts on for.
Matt says, how do I join the chat? You just did. You're in. Tony Palomo says he's watching from Jacksonville, Florida. Dennis says he's watching from Southern California. Typical Yeeters says, man, McLean is a beast. You are not kidding, man. Mark Alonzo in the YouTube comment says he's watching from Dallas tonight, says he's a TAPS alum from Bishop Dunn, says he's class of 90. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Out of the timeout, 3rd down and 6 for Sawyer Anderson. They've got to get to the 12 to move the chains. Handoff.
Got
and
him.
no, sir. Gabe Tyree holding on to the back of Marcus Hanish. No gain on the play, 4th and 6.
Talk about snuffing it out. Gabe Tyree, number 11, coming right down the line of scrimmage. But, boy, that's just a great way to stonewall this offensive line. There's my man again, number 88, Jack Harwell. Dude is a dude. Yeah, ×2.
4th down and 6. Anderson on target for the 1st down. Darby inside the 10. 1st and goal, Parish.
Absolutely amazing route concept on the outside to Darby and just catches this Lions defense off guard. Another 1st down.
The 5-time defending state champions coming up clutch again in a championship moment. Sawyer Anderson on target to move the chains.
This guy's just not blinking.
First and goal from the 6. Wheeler bottled up. Harwell all over him.
Yeah, coming down the line of scrimmage, number 88. Again, this guy is, not only is he destroying offensive linemen, but, man, he is reading and reacting. He's had himself quite a game.
Final 3 minutes of this third quarter in a 3-point game. Parish Episcopal and Prestonwood Christian. Winner goes to the state semifinals. Three on the play clock. Anderson up the middle. Hanish will score. Marcus Hanish.
Marcus Hanish is saying, look, let me in on this. Don't give the ball to my man Nick Wheeler. Give me an opportunity to get this thing into the end zone. And boy, he took full advantage of the opportunity given to him by this offense. Another great drive by the Panthers.
Hanish now with a dozen touchdown runs on the year. His first of the night. And Parish Episcopal makes it a 2-score lead once again. Extra point from Garza, this time punched through. 41-31. Parish Episcopal with the lead on Prestonwood Christian as they continue to seesaw back and forth here on Friday Night Football.
Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas de Brazil. The holiday season, get extra value when you purchase gift cards online. For every $100 gift card you buy from Texas de Brazil's website, receive $25 gift card, or purchase a $50 gift card and enjoy a $10 bonus card. Texas de Brazil cards are a simple and thoughtful great idea. Share the ultimate Brazilian dining experience and treat yourself too.
.220, third quarter, 41-31 Parish Episcopal. Despite the comeback efforts of Prestonwood Christian, Parish has still yet to be caught in this game after their early 21-0 spurt to start the game.
Yeah, just a lot of different looks that's been given right now by Coach Novikov.
Garza again with a short kickoff. Fair catch called for and made by Campbell Panetti. And PCA will take over at their own 37, I believe, is the spot.
I go right back to my matchup with Matthew McLean. He and Jalen Powell are going at it right now.
What does Luke Glass have for an answer? On play action, a rope over the middle. French Love.
He gone.
Yantis said he can fly. French Love. In for the touchdown. 68 yards. Yes, Jonathan Frenchlove can fly.
Oh, man. Look at, I mean, Mike, he's throttling down at one point of this run. And then at the last minute, he's just like, man, I am going to make you blow a tire trying to catch up with me. Walking the chalk and getting into the end zone. Jonathan Frenchlove. Wee, my man.
Like the Concorde to the end zone. 68 yards. Doers for the PAT. Take one more look at Jonathan Frenchlove. My word. Look at this speed. On the ball over the middle. Julian Mayfield had the angle on him.
Clay, we got to see the top. We got to see this from the top down, man.
Oh, did he step out of bounds? Oh.
I think this is where you actually see the speed right here.
No doubt. But watch his left foot at like the 3, maybe the 2-yard line at the tail end of this run.
Oh.
At the 5.
No, it's right on chalk, right on chalk. He's out right there. Look at this. Oh, man.
Can we see the reverse angle Graham's field camera? We got to get the kickoff here. But after the kickoff, if we can get Graham's field angle from behind again, the very tail end of that play, if we can have that queued up. It doesn't matter.
No,
it was ruled a touchdown. There's no replay. This is, in TAPS football, there is no replay because only in the state championship games in the UIL at AT&T Stadium do they even have replay. But can we see that one more time? This angle here is where I first thought maybe there's a sliver of green. Yeah, I think there's a sliver of green. Oh, man, it is
That's
really close.
That's close.
Wow. Either way, 68 yards for the score in one play, and it's 41-38.
We're just flipping our spotter boards
Your
over.
move, Sawyer Anderson. What do you got now? He'll go to the air. Deep over the middle. Darby on the run. Carson Darby across midfield.
Wow.
This is nutty.
This is nutty. And another throw by Sawyer Anderson, standing in the pocket, just surveying everything. And it just seems like Carson Darby, always right place, right time. Another great catch for number 0. The middle of the field right now is being victimized by the Panthers.
Sawyer Anderson up to 295 yards on the day. 25 away from 14,000. He'll get closer on this play. Darby. To the 27.
Prior to the play, you are giving Darby about a 10 to 11 yard cushion. If I'm Sawyer Anderson, I'm just going to continue to march down the field with a cushion like that by throwing the ball to Carson Darby.
14 more on the play. You can hear Prestonwood Christian cycling defensive players on and off, as Parish had substituted as well. 1st and 10 at the 25. Sawyer Anderson is 11 yards away from 14,000. Wheeler on the carry. Man, look at the leg drive from Nick Wheeler going 1-on-4. Ball came out. I think it bounced right back to Wheeler.
Wheeler, it looked like he was being brought down at an odd angle. And it's going to be good to see this young man bounce right back up. Those are your young bones.
You're not kidding, man.
Woof.
I was a little surprised that this play was allowed to go on as long as it did.
And see right here, he's just battling and just churning those legs. And you got 1, 2, 3. Oh, man.
Somehow that bounced right back to Wheeler. Sawyer Anderson right there in the middle of your screen, 11 yards away from 14,000. Going to take off and run for it. Anderson slides down inside the 20 at the 19. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Talk about the respect that they're giving Carson Darby out on the outside. They're 11 yards off the ball on 0.
That will bring the 3rd quarter to a close. 41-38, Parish Episcopal with the lead after 3 on PCA's home field. I know you're not going anywhere. 4th quarter after this on Friday Night Football.
The Cowboys getting set to take on the Chargers, and we've got it covered for you on WFAA. The Cowboys trying to get off to a high.
Stay tuned after the game as we unveil our Texas de Brazil on fire player of the game.
There are so many options, Heckma Harrison, for who that might be when we get to the end of the night. Sawyer Anderson certainly in the mix. Luke Glass in the mix. Nick Wheeler absolutely in the mix with 3 touchdown runs on the day.
It might be the whole Panthers offense that's going to Texas de Brazil.
Sawyer Anderson starts the fourth, 11 yards shy of history. And he'll get it on this play, and fittingly, on a touchdown pass to Carson Darby, Sawyer Anderson goes over 14,000 passing yards in his career on the touchdown hookup with his senior wide receiver.
This kid, Darby, is incredible. I mean, a utility knife of a receiver, but my goodness, his versatility and just knowing where Anderson's going to get him the ball, uncanny. What a year. What a year for these two. What a career for these two.
Amen, dude.
They have been stuck at the hip for a very long time. And looking at Darby, he's gone over 1,200 yards this year, and that's just a slick bit of running, but also on the outside by Jalen Powell. Coaches are going to do nothing but applaud and make more of the job that you do blocking on the outside if you're a wide receiver, and that's why every college is slobbering over the 2026 wide receiver, Jalen Powell, for the job that he does at the wide receiver position. This has just been an awesome display.
The stat line tonight for Sawyer Anderson after that touchdown pass, 14 for 25, 328 yards. His second touchdown hookup of the night, both of them coming to Carson Darby. That one from 19 yards away, and he is officially over 14,000 passing yards in his career. From his own 22, L.J. Taylor with a head of steam out to the 34. History tonight for Sawyer Anderson. We need to double check whether or not Armando Lujan got to 14,000 tonight as well. So I'm not sure if he's the 4th or 5th to get to 14,000. It's possible that Lujan may have beat him to the punch because Lujan came in with a slight advantage, coming in only about 130 yards shy, I believe, of 14,000. But I can tell you this much for certain, Sawyer Anderson is there.
And that's just, those numbers, man, are so huge. And for him to be able to eclipse it, as you see the Panthers side of that side of the field, they are getting hyped up. They are recognizing, man, victory is in their grasp. But you got 11 minutes, 49 seconds, and the Lions may have something to say about it.
1st and 10 from the 33. Glass was taken down at the back end of the play after the handoff to L.J. Taylor.
Yes, he was.
Adam Roth got a hit in on Glass there. I suppose on some level, if you're Roth, you're saying, hey, it was a really good play action fake.
Sometimes you get hit for having too good of a play action fake right there for Glass.
2nd down and 9 after the gain of 1 by Taylor. Taylor again spinning his way out to the 37.
You can see this Panthers defense, boy, they are rejuvenated. Crowding the line of scrimmage. And these cornerbacks, they are backed up. Julian Mayfield and Jalen Powell just not going to give anything big over the top.
French-Love underneath, though, able to make the grab. He's into Parish territory with a 1st down.
Exquisite route runner. This French-Love kid is. And these two guys are, well, everybody, Glass, McClain, French-Love, these are juniors. Plenty of time to develop together.
Taylor right up the middle, and he's got some leg drive for a kid who's 5'6". Give him 6 yards on the carry.
I called him a tote bag. I take it back, okay? I was only talking about the size. I mean, small in stature, But man, he runs with an attitude, and the guy that seems like he's trying to get something off his chest with every run.
Officially 5 on the carry, 2nd down and 5. He'll get the ball again, spins out of the first tackle, and manages to pick up maybe a yard and a half. Give him 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Landry Sattler, number 50, has got to be asking himself, how did I miss him?
How
did I miss him? I mean, dead to rights, I have this guy in my hands, and he just slips away.
A crucial 3rd and 3 here for PCA, down 2 scores. They've got to get to the 38 to move the chains. Swing pass. Taken down shy of the line to gain. Taylor made the catch, but right on the spot is D.C. Crane.
D.C. Crane is reading this perfectly again. Way to diagnose from the safety position, realizing what they're trying to do and get your defense to run up the field, but a big 4th down coming up here for the Lions.
From here, it would be a 58-yard field goal. Again, we've talked about the range of Justin Dewars, but this is not the moment for that. 4th and 3. Glass. Deep shot. Oh, what an adjustment for the catch. Enzo Bingham with the 1st down.
Now, Enzo Bingham, young man, where have you been? I mean, what an adjustment on this ball. High point. 4th down, that is a gutsy play call.
1st and 10, quickly back to the line. Over the middle, that ball's too high. Intended for Caleb Bengard over the middle. The Bengard brothers are an interesting story. Caleb Bengard, the senior, is 6'4", 210 pounds. There's another Bengard that plays linebacker for Prestonwood Christian, Josh Bengard, who's a sophomore, who's 6 foot 201. And then figure this out, the freshman little brother, Abram Bengard, is not the little brother in any way, shape, or form. He's 6'5", 260, and they're starting right tackle.
If I'm the middle brother, I'm ticked off.
Shaw here out of the Wildcat. Picks up 3.
I am ticked off. Mom and Dad, if one of these guys is 6'5", the other one is 6. What did you say, 6 what?
Caleb, the older brother, is 6'4", 210.
6'4", 210.
He's a wide receiver, kind of H-back, tight end, big-bodied pass catcher for Prestonwood Christian. The middle brother's a starting linebacker. Baby Bro's the starting right tackle. Shaw again. Trying to knife his way through, picks up a couple more.
And what did the coach say about Yannis? Said these kids played in the mud. These kids played in the mud growing up. This is a rough bunch, and loving to have the Bengard brothers here at Prestonwood.
4th down, and this time they will bring out the field goal unit. Justin Dewars had a kick blocked earlier. This one from the left hash will be 30 on the nose. Out of the hold of Trent Clarkson. And Dewars absolutely pipes that one to make it a 1-score game, 48-41. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left to play here in the 4th, and it's a 7-point game.
You know, Mike, you were saying earlier that if this was a championship fight, you know, the haymaker was landed from the opening bell by the Panthers. And so many times in this game, it has felt like the Lions has gotten a standing 8 count multiple times by the way that the Panthers are just attacking them. But these guys just won't lay on the canvas. They keep getting up. They keep throwing blows of their own. And I don't know, however this game is going to end, when these guys get into the handshake line, it is going to be nothing but respect from these guys for one another, because they have battled this entire game. You talk about in the trenches, this is an absolute war in the trenches between this defensive and offensive line group.
So PCA cuts the lead down to a score. You mentioned respect. And that goes for the head coaches as well. Daniel Novikov and Donnie Yantis have known each other for quite some time, going back to when Yantis was recruiting Novikov's kids at Parish when he was a college coach. Dewars pounds this one into the end zone for a touchback. These guys have known each other for a long time, have a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah, hadn't got an opportunity, Mike, with all the time that we spent talking to coaches, talking to two coaches that just kind of glowed about each other.
Yeah.
When they talked about the reputation and them as a play caller, the teams that they've built over the years, is nothing but respect for these two schools.
First and 10 for Anderson. Firing deep, single coverage, has a man, complete to Pyle. Pyle makes a man miss, and Jalen Pyle in a foot race down the sideline. Inside the 5, it's first and goal. The 4-star Michigan commit with a massive play.
And you see how savvy he is. And here's Sawyer Anderson. He was looking initially at Carson Darby, who was covered. He finds his man, Jalen Powell, and Jalen Powell allowing the defender to run by him and pick up even more yards. But gotta give my man, David Madison, some credit for the hustle. He would not give up the touchdown and chasing from behind.
71 on the hookup. So Sawyer Anderson now with 399 on the day. Wheeler looking for his 4th touchdown run of the day. Slung down at the 3. Typical Yeeters in the YouTube comments says 14K and on a touchdown. You can only imagine how happy Sawyer feels about that. Ivan Burrell says Taps GOAT about Sawyer Anderson.
This kid is unbelievable. Great passes, but man, he has some weapons on the outside.
Wheeler driving to the 1. 3rd and goal.
Well, this guy Wheeler, he is not missing leg day. He is taking Jack Harwell with him. And nobody takes Jack Harwell with him. But that Nick Wheeler says, hold my drink.
Nick Wheeler's not an overwhelmingly large kid. He's 6'1", 190. I mean, he's a built-up, rocked-up, solid high school football player, but he runs like he's like 6'2", 240. He slams into the line.
Yeah, he's strong.
Oh, they drew him offside. Anderson to the pylon, dives for the touchdown.
Oh, man.
What bum knee?
Yeah, an announcer even says it. He calls his own number exactly, recognizing that he called him offsides with the cadence, and it's going to be a free play. What a job by Sawyer Anderson.
His 2nd touchdown run of the day. This one coming from a yard out. Daniel Novikov said it to us earlier this week when we spoke with him. This is a kid that plays at 1,000,000% all the time. Garza puts the PAT through, and it's a 2-touchdown lead now for Parish Episcopal. The 5-time defending champ on the road, up 2 scores with 5:45 to play. He said, yeah, sure, he's got a knee injury. Yeah, sure. Even some of the Parish Prestonwood coaches that I talked to before the game, they said they went and scouted him last week when Parish Episcopal played their first-round playoff game against St. Pius X. And he said, yeah, it kind of looks like he's kind of dragging that knee around a little bit. He's dragging that leg around a little bit. But when it comes time to nut up and make a play, that's what Sawyer Anderson goes and does, and dives to the pylon to give his team a 2-touchdown lead and put them now on the precipice of yet another state semifinal berth.
And an unquestioned leader for this team. And when you have a guy with all of this acclaim, with all the numbers, and he is gutting it out, it literally gives no one else any excuses. You gotta go. If this guy can go, everybody else has to go as well. In this championship time, these guys don't want to go out without a ring.
Thank you. I misspoke. Got time to gut up and make a play. That's what Sawyer Anderson did.
I don't know what you said, but it's all good. This is a good game.
Garza with another short kickoff.
Uh-oh.
Space here for Taylor. Space shut down quickly. Gets out to the 41.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. But don't turn your back. Don't turn your back now. My man Luke Glass is on his way back out on the field. 5:40 is plenty of time, Mike.
There is plenty of time. There's no two ways about that. Parish, the first time these two teams played, Parish led multiple times in the fourth quarter. Led 42-38, led 49-45, but each time Prestonwood was able to answer and take the lead back. Never was it a two-score lead. That is now what PCA faces. They've got to score twice. A stop's got to come in between. There's a lot of work to be done for Luke Glass and Donnie Antis' club. From their own 41, Shaw, with a head of steam, picks up 7.
And they have stayed with this running game. Doesn't matter which guy they go to, whether it's Shaw or Taylor, they have picked up positive yards in the running game, and they are right back to the line of scrimmage.
Shaw, first down, into Parish territory at the 47.
Yeah, Takashi Shaw has had an impact on this game, especially when they've gone with that Wildcat package. We saw there in the first quarter that that's when things really started to swing. The momentum swing started to happen with that Wildcat offense.
Glass over the middle, knocked down. Knocking it away was Nick Wheeler.
And you know, one of the things that you really don't see a lot of is tip balls when you have a 6'6" quarterback. Yeah. A guy that tall is usually throwing down over the top of the defense.
Wheeler got up to make that play.
Yes, he did.
Clock starting to become a factor here. 4:53. PCA still with all 3 timeouts. Parish has their 3 as well. Shaw, ridden down from behind by Wheeler.
And that read, tell you what, that read option, that is starting to take effect. But either way, this Parish defense, man, they've been in a bend but don't break mode this entire game. Is like we have another penalty. There's a penalty.
Stoppage of some kind.
Yeah, this would be a horrible penalty.
I don't see a flag anywhere.
They're making their way over to the sideline, so. Okay, well, it wasn't a flag.
No communication as to what the change was. Did they change the clock? Clock reads 4:50 now. I think they took 3 seconds off the clock. I think it maybe was supposed to run and hadn't.
Still holding things up to get it corrected.
Or they're trying to put time back on the clock, perhaps? They're looking up toward the scorer's box. Maybe they're supposed to put it back to 4:53. Now they've changed it to 4:40. Now it looks like we might be ready to play. Third down and 5. They've got to get to the 37 to move the chains. Bingham in motion. Shaw. Cut back.
Boy.
Has maybe just enough for the first down. It is right at the sticks.
On the nose, not even giving them an opportunity to measure. I would.
Bingham right up the middle. The carry for Shaw, and he's got the first down and then some to the 30.
Hey, not even going to chance it. He went right back to the line of scrimmage with the run, and now the Lions going fast.
Clock back running as they set the sticks. They'll go with Shaw again. Takashi Shaw, time and time and time again. Another first down carry inside the 20 to the 19.
And look at this hustle right back to the line of scrimmage.
Timeout, Parish Episcopal.
Yeah.
Daniel Novikov said, okay, I've seen enough of this movie. Stop it with the Takashi Shaw. I've had enough. Timeout.
The name of the movie is called Hands on Your Hips. That's when you see your defense out there, they are sucking for wind right now. Give these guys a blow because the Lions have kicked it into another gear right now. Luke Glass has to finish this drive off with a touchdown.
Heckma Harrison says hands on hips, and as if reading his mind, the in-house audio crew plays the Macarena.
Right?
That's what the Parish Episcopal defense is doing on the far side. Like, dude, come on. Give me a breather, would you please?
Absolutely.
It was right back to the line over and over and over again.
That's
it's
tough.
4th and a foot. Whatever. We're still not slowing down. Run it again. Here's 13 more yards. Here's a dozen more. Here's 15 more. Takashi Shaw, Takashi Shaw, Takashi Shaw, all the way to the 19. And finally, Daniel Novikov said, stop it already.
Well, I'm looking at these matchups out on the outside. And Julian Mayfield, you see him matched up with Matt McClain. Matthews had himself a heck of a game.
Out of the timeout, 1st and 10 from the 19. Glass pressured, gets away. Glass scanning, throws it away. I think that was intentionally skipped at the feet of Jonathan Frenchlove to just, hey, let's play another down. And a player is down for Parish Episcopal after the play.
Weicker goes
Hurley
down.
Weicker kind of reaching for his shoulder. He got back up and went back down.
Oof. That would be a tough loss. Weicker has been solid all game long. And man, that is a young man that you don't want to lose him. Hopefully
Still
he's
favoring
okay.
that shoulder. If we can see his pass rush again, as he was the one who was closing in on Luke Glass at the beginning of the down.
Yeah, and Glass with the stiff arm. His arm's extended. Done that. That hurts. Yeah.
You hope that Hurley Weicker will be able to get back on the field here momentarily. In the meantime, he's replaced at least for this down. 2nd down and 10 from the 19. 3:42 to play. PCA's got to hurry. Firing end zone wide open for the touchdown is Matthew McClain. He's never caught an easier touchdown pass than that one, and it's back down to a 1-score game.
I think if there is one guy that you're not going to leave by himself, it's going to be number 6, Matt McClain. And I'm with you, Mike. That might be the easiest touchdown that he's ever going to score in his high school career.
McClain for the 2nd time today. He's up to 17 touchdown receptions on the year. Dewars on for the extra point. And with 3:37 left here in the 4th, it is back down to a 1-touchdown game. 19 yards on the hookup from Glass to McClain. Luke in the YouTube comments says PCA is gonna come back. They're halfway there.
God, I don't want to ask this question.
Uh-oh.
I just don't.
I know where this is going. I know where this is going. Say it, Heckma Harrison. Say it. Say it.
Is it onside kick time, Mike?
I honestly don't think it is because PCA's got all 3 timeouts. So can they come out and play defense? Now the caveat in all of this is, do you really want to kick it away to an offense that has scored 55 points tonight?
I don't.
The way that they're lining up right now with Justin Dewars, I think you may be reading Donnie Yantis' mind.
I don't want to give them this ball back.
No.
I don't want to give them the ball back.
Dewars backtracks as though he's going to kick this one away.
Yeah.
This is a gamble. Ooh. Short, fair catch, wisely called for and made. Parish is trying to get a flag, but I think that was geared down enough. Yes, there was contact made, but it was a gentle bear hug. It wasn't like he blew him up. Fair catch called for and made by Beckham Smith. That's the one downside of popping it up like that, is you do open up that possibility. If you can kick a true onside kick and get that double bounce and take a fair catch out of the equation, you give yourself a better chance.
Man, I asked for it, and I just feel as though right now, momentum-wise, you're as hot as you've been this entire game. You pulled to within 7 points. Don't give Sawyer Anderson the ball back.
They just did. Will PCA ever see the football again in the 2024 season? They've got 3:37 left to figure out a way to get their hands on it. Anderson to the air, deep shot, right on the money. Bryson Fields inside the 15. What touch from Sawyer Anderson.
He may as well take this football and just walk it out to Fields. I mean, he threw him open. Not that Fields didn't have a step already, but the ball was already to a point there.
That is so good.
What a throw. What a throw.
That is so good.
That's why I say, why give him the ball back?
41 on the hookup.
Jeez.
On some level, I think Donnie Anderson Company did try something akin to an onside kick there. It just wasn't something that they fell for. Anderson's going to take off and run for it, and Sawyer Anderson's got his 3rd touchdown run of the day. 2:57 left here in the 4th, and it's back to a 2-score lead.
Well, you heard me earlier when I said first 1 to 60 wins. And
here we are.
Here we are. It's Sawyer Anderson. He is cold-blooded.
There's a reason that young man has won 3 state championships already. One of the assistant coaches from Prestonwood Christian said to me earlier tonight, and he said it's something his father used to always tell him. You have to beat a champion when it matters most. High snap there. Garza able to, pulled it wide left. No good. The snap threw that off kilter, so it will stay a 13-point lead off the Sawyer Anderson touchdown run. And it wasn't spoken by the PCA assistant coach that I spoke with. He didn't say the words, hey, it's nice that we beat him in the regular season, but you got to beat him in the playoffs. But that was the implication. Like, hey, we're thrilled, we're proud, we're happy that we got him on this field in the regular season. Got to do it when it matters most. You got to slay the dragon. You've got to beat the champion when it matters most. And that is an exceptionally hard thing to do. Sawyer Anderson is the real deal. 3 touchdown runs now on the day. That one probably just put this football game away. And I know that Argyle Liberty Christian beat Parish Episcopal earlier this year, 35-27 on their home field. Buddy, they better buckle their chin strap and be ready for that state championship game 2 weeks from now that everybody's forecasting will be the case, because you're going to have to steal it away from Parish Episcopal.
Mike, one of my all-time favorite television series is, and this is a short kick as well.
Fielded on a bounce by McLean. McLean's got some running room. McLean across midfield, flag on the play late in the return.
Already in plus territory if this does stay. Let's see what the call is. Get a holding call. They're going to call it against the Lions. Another penalty that's going to bring this ball back. But I was going to say to you, in one of the television series is that I love, HBO series called The Wire.
Yes.
One of the statements that they said in that show, if you come for the king, you bet not miss. And there are going to be plenty of teams aiming for the king, and you better not miss, because this team is absolutely loaded, and Sawyer Anderson is not missing on any throws.
Glass up the middle, slides down with a first down. 2:42 to play. They do still have all 3 timeouts. Glass is going to have to fly, though. Complete to French Love. That'll be enough for another first down.
What a great throw. And also now getting into plus territory, but the great thing about that throw is you stop the clock.
Well, they hadn't even set the sticks. I don't know if it was a first down or not. Now they finally have positioned the sticks. The far side, they hadn't even set them before Prestonwood had snapped the football. So it's actually 2nd and 2. Glass, pump fakes, now fires over the middle. French Love, complete. Slung down at the 32. 2:32, and the clock will stop again. And I'm not certain that this game is over yet.
And this, like you said, the guys on the sticks, they haven't moved yet. These guys are still trying to catch up with this. Look at the guy.
Clock is still running.
The chain
If we're taking this long to set the sticks, you got to stop the clock.
Yeah, you got to stop the clock, and you got to put seconds back on. The chain gang is just not moving very fast right now.
They are dragging right now.
I think you need about, what, 5-6 seconds back on the clock?
At least. At least. I would say 2:23 at minimum. I don't know that the officials saw it. Although there is a big huddle right over the football, so maybe they are talking over exactly that. They're going to put it back to 2:21, so they do put 5 seconds back on. And they'll wind it on the official signal. Ready for play, and the clock will wind. Glass pressured. Gets away from Fields. Fires wide open over the middle. French Love. Inside the 20 with a first down. That ball was ripped away by Darby.
Yes, he did. He took that ball out of his hands.
French Love is saying he was down.
Yeah, of course he'll say he's down, but here's the replay coming back. They're going to spot the ball.
They're going to say this is going to stay PCA football.
Oh, whoa.
Whew, it's really close. Back to the action. Near side. French Love. Got feet in bounds. Complete at the 11-yard line. 1:53 left. Clock will stop.
Man,
there is still plenty of time left in this football game.
Yes, there is.
Invariably, an onside kick is going to have to be part of the equation somewhere along the way, and a successful one, because it's hard to imagine getting the football back. Now, they do still have all 3 timeouts, but you're, as we've already seen once, asking for trouble, letting Sawyer Anderson get his hands back on the football.
I'm not gonna trust it. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna have to bring their hands team out on the field. If I'm the Prestonwood Christian Lions, right now our whole season is on the line with 1:53 seconds left. You have to score twice. You have to score twice. And I think for this team, when you were talking about earlier, they had an opportunity to beat this team in what was a barn burner of a game. Here they find themselves in similar territory. And I said it at the beginning of this broadcast, I felt like it was going to come down to who had the ball last. That still could hold true.
It still can.
Lions have their hands, have everything in their hands right now.
Out of the timeout, 2nd down and 3 at the 11. They can't dawdle here. Got to score quick. Glass pressured, flushed from the pocket. Fires over the middle. Incomplete.
Oh boy.
DC Crane is down. So is Jalen Pyle.
Oh my gosh, a lot of guys running across the field, and they ran right into each other. Those are the moments that you absolutely hate as a coach, a parent, and player.
Jalen Pyle down, took his helmet off.
That's friendly fire.
2 of the most important players for this Parish Episcopal football team. DC Crane, an all-stater last year on the defensive side of the ball. Jalen Pyle, one of the best wide receivers in the state of Texas, public or private. Good to see him get up and walk off the field under his own power. Crane slower to get up, but now back to his feet as well.
That was a heck of a collision between these two guys, and again, you're gonna need them as we see the replay. Great job by Glass.
It'll be at the tail end of this play that, oh my, you see the very tail end of the play, the collision between Crane and Pyle.
Oh my goodness.
Crane sending Pyle skyward. They both are able to make their way off the field. Hopefully we'll see them both able to come back on the field. 3rd and 3, end zone shot. Over the head, flag on the play. Guy Stern palms to the sky, but it's going to be pass interference on Parish Episcopal.
Well, they got Crooms, number 16, out there. He's in after the Pyle injury.
Are they discussing whether this was a catchable football?
Excuse me, that's number 32. Trip Brown. If it was Matthew McLean out there going man to man, it's a catchable ball.
Right.
What?
They're going to wave the flag off.
Whoa.
No pass interference on the play. The ball was quite high.
Okay.
They say an uncatchable football. They wave off the flag, and that means it's 4th down and 3.
Okay.
Prestonwood Christian season on the line right here. They have to get to the 8-yard line. Flags at the snap.
Oh, they get movement up front on the Lions.
It's going to be 4th and 8 now.
Oh, man.
Luke Glass says huddle up. Comes to the near side to discuss a little further with Donnie Yantis.
Well, one of the great things about this is you see now Jalen Pyle has come back onto the field.
Pyle is back. We haven't seen DC Crane come back just yet. 4th down and 8 now. Ball at the 16. Got to get to the 8-yard line to keep their season alive. Glass, pressure off the edge, steps up in the pocket, fires, end zone. French Love made the catch for the touchdown. 1:32 to play.
Jonathan French Love is balling. Mike, this kid in this one drive has been making catch after catch after catch. And to get the touchdown on a post route, my goodness, this is, good buddy. I love this part of the game. I really do. This is, I love it because you're going to get your wish.
A critical PAT right here. Up and through. It is a 6-point game. Might the missed PAT on the high snap end up mattering here?
Mike.
PCA is going to kick another onside kick here. You got to imagine in this circumstance.
You talk about this kicker who's going to Vanderbilt, and he has 63 yards is max for him. All we need is him to just roll this thing out for about 10 yards right now. We need touch on this onside kick to allow your guys, because if they recover this onside kick, they take it home. What a game. What a game.
PCA still with 3 timeouts, which does matter here, but certainly an onside kick forthcoming. Hands team on for PCA. Hands team on for Parish Episcopal.
Where are they going with this ball?
Parish cycles their hands team from left back to the right side to the far sideline with the way that Justin Dewars is set up. The ball has to get to the midfield stripe to be live. It'll get that far. It's loose on the deck. I think PCA's on top of it. Recovery. Battled for at the bottom of the pile. No official signal yet.
Oh, they
Lions
got it!
ball! The Lions recover the onside kick. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the plus 49. A player down here for PCA after the play. It was recovered at the bottom of the pile. You can't even see a number on who it was who got the ball for the Lions. The hand fight at the bottom of that pile went on for a while. Ultimately, back up on his feet is Ian Nunnenkamp. He was the player that was down. I think he may have been the player who recovered. And it's 1st and 10 for PCA with 1:29 to play. They have all 3 timeouts, Sakma.
Wow.
And 1:29, an eternity to work with.
This is one of those drives for a kid like Luke Glass. This is one of those drives where your legend can be made. 1:29 seconds.
YouTube comments on fire right now. Blink says, yo. Luke says, unbelievable. Matt says, unbelievable. P. Hughes says, wow, ain't no way. 1st and 10 at the 49. Glass. LJ Taylor makes a man miss, flag behind the play in the vicinity of a hold. And it will indeed be a hold. Parish Episcopal has just the 1 timeout remaining, which could end up mattering here if they need to worry about getting the football back. PCA still with all 3, but now facing 1st and 20. Patrick Parrish says PCA go to French Love again. Pump fake, Glass, deep ball for French Love. 2 defenders back there, knocked away. Oh my, Jalen Pyle and Guy Stern knocked each other off the ball.
And you see right here the frustration from Jalen Pyle. Number 4, Jonathan French Love. Obviously, he quit on the route. Maybe didn't think the ball was coming to him. And Jalen Powell ran it the rest of the way. How he did not come down with that ball is really the mystery.
French Love nearly got under it himself, but 2 defenders back there, and they knocked each other off it. Over the middle, complete at the original line of scrimmage to Enzo Bingham. Back to the 49, and it will be 3rd down and 10. Clock will wind.
Do you take
1
a
minute
timeout?
even. Glass quickly to Bingham. It's going to be 4th down and 7. Whew.
It all comes down to this.
Season on the line right here. 4th and 7. The Parish players bouncing on the far sideline. Luke Glass and the Lions offense has to get to the 39. Clean pocket.
He can run for it.
Glass fires. Complete inside the 25. No, they say incomplete. Out of bounds. Incomplete. And it's Parish football.
Luke Glass looked like he had plenty of room to run for it. Oh, wow.
Is that not an elbow inbounds? Immediately reaching for his knee was McLean, and he is down on that far sideline. You see his knee getting bent awkwardly here. Is that not an elbow down in bounds? Is his foot perhaps out of bounds before the elbow?
Wow. What a game.
Matthew McLean, who has had a spectacular football game, you hate to see the possibility of this game ending on an injury.
What a game.
It was so very close whether he was in bounds or not, ruled incomplete, and it is Parish Episcopal, football at the 46. Now again, PCA does still have their 3 timeouts left, so hypothetically they can get the football back still, but they need everything to go their way, and they have to stop Parish Episcopal from getting a first down.
It's a young man right there that has played his heart out. This game, man, he has come down with big catch after big catch.
You see Matthew McLean walking off.
Oh, man.
A significant limp. Helped off by the PCA training staff.
Tell you what.
He played a tremendous football game tonight.
Like I said, initially, this is a kid, Luke Glass, is keeping his eyes down the field. But, boy, he had plenty of space out in front of him.
Yeah. 1st and 10 here for Parish. The 5-time defending state champions, a first down away from moving on to the state semis. Anderson's going to keep it himself and try and come to the near sideline. Sawyer Anderson slides down. I think he's short of the first down. He's going to be a yard short of the first down. PCA will immediately use their first timeout. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. I think if Anderson had that to do all over again, he'd run just 4 feet further and the game's truly over.
But they're going to stop it where you surrender, where you give yourself up.
Exactly.
And so he was probably a half a yard short. What a game. This has been a wonderful football game. Absolutely everything that we expected it to be.
Everything that we expected this game would be after a 52-49 Prestonwood Christian win 4 weeks ago on this field. This game was just as back and forth, just as crazy, just as much fun, and has come right down to the wire. PCA does technically still have a chance here if they can get 2 stops here. 2nd and 1, Anderson, first down. And that should put this thing to bed. PCA can use the timeout and at least force Prestonwood to snap it a couple more times. But the first down, for all intents and purposes, puts this game to bed. And Prestonwood Christian, the 5-time defending state champs, set to move on to the state semifinals.
Yeah, you got to give credit where credit is due. Prestonwood came out and put up one heck of a fight. They went blow for blow, back and forth with this team. They spotted them 21 points.
Yeah.
They spotted them 21 points in the first quarter and had to just scratch and claw their way back this entire game. Just in the end, it just came down to one final play, and they could not pick up the first down on that fourth.
One final kneel down from Sawyer Anderson. And on to the state semifinals goes Parish Episcopal. The dream of a 6-peat still alive for the Panthers.
What a wonderful game. An absolute wonderful game. All of these kids, man, they competed their hearts out here. Parish finding themselves in a dogfight late in this game. But there's the guy right there, number 7, Sawyer Anderson. Time and time again, when Parish needed the big play, they just rode the shoulders and the arm of their quarterback, Sawyer Anderson, and he never let them down. Never let them down. Continue to battle, continue to make throw after throw. And guess what? Even with that knee brace on his leg, when he needed to make the big runs, he made the big runs.
5 combined touchdowns on the night for Sawyer Anderson. 2 through the air, 3 on the ground. and he leads the Panthers to a 61-55 win in the state quarterfinals. On to the semis they go, and realistically, probably on to the state title game to face Argyle Liberty Christian. That's everyone's expectation, and that game 2 weeks from now will be unbelievable. We'll wrap things up on Friday Night Football after this.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Your Friday night lights just got brighter. Catch a live broadcast of the biggest high school football games all season long.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Cheer on your hometown. Plus, get the full halftime experience. Don't miss every step, beat, and cheer.
Lacey's still on his feet and he'll score.
Join me, Mike Leslie, and Heckma Harrison for all the insights, commentary, and all the stats. Stream the broadcast free. Friday Night Football on WFAA+.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pups out, make sure to protect their paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus.
And now, the Texas de Brazil on fire player of the game.
The way this game went, it could have been so many different players, but there's one player that absolutely deserves the title, Sawyer Anderson, who on this pass to Carson Darby for a touchdown early in the fourth quarter went over 14,000 yards for his illustrious career as part of a 5-touchdown performance. And get this, Heckma Harrison, 586 combined yards of offense, 440 through the air, 146 on the ground, 3 rushing scores, 2 passing scores, swarmed by his teammates, and he leads them to the state semifinals. What a performance from Sawyer Anderson tonight, and he absolutely, Heckma, is the player of the game.
There couldn't have been anybody else. And you see everybody standing around this kid. You know what kind of leader he is. He came out with a gutsy performance. Probably, he gimpy from the start, but he did not let it bother him. Every run, everything that needed to be made, number 7 made it happen for his offense. I can't say enough about some of these throws. The one throw to Bryson Fields down the sideline, the one that had all the touch on it. And I mean, those are those moments where you see a quarterback that his back is up against the wall and the quarterback needs to make a play for his offense. And Sawyer Anderson, time and time again, for 4 years, he's been doing this. And the numbers just, I mean, they're just the cherry on the top for an amazing career. Mike, that's not done yet.
It is not done yet. Fitting that he went over 14K with a touchdown pass. He now on the season is up to 45 touchdown passes this year. His 3 touchdown runs equaled his total for the season coming in. He had 3 rushing scores coming into tonight. He had 3 rushing scores tonight. And with his 440 passing yards, he's now up to 14,120 passing yards on his career. That puts him 103 behind Travis Quintanilla from Refugio for 3rd all-time. Hunter Lyle from Booker's at 14,408. Both of those are now in shouting distance for Sawyer Anderson next week. The all-time record, Grant Gunnell from St. Pius X, 16,108. I don't think that Sawyer Anderson is chasing that down, but he certainly could climb his way to 2nd. I do not know if Armando Lujan from Sunray went over 14K tonight. I haven't been able to find that on Twitter as we've been rolling through the evening, but he was closer than Sawyer was coming into the night, so it feels probable that he did, especially given the fact that it looks like Sunray went ahead and won their game over Hawley tonight. So I got to imagine he probably also went over 14K, so Sawyer's got some company tonight, moving over that threshold, but a iconic career for this Parish Episcopal quarterback, following in the footsteps of Preston Stone, who went on to SMU, continues into the state semifinals. Heckma, you and I talked about it before the broadcast, the offense that Daniel Novikov spins up for these guys. It speaks to certainly the talent of these 2 quarterbacks, but also the offense that Novikov runs, that he's able to set these guys up for this kind of otherworldly success.
Mike, I haven't seen anything like it. And you talk guys like Preston Stone, you go back as far as when he was at the helm at the quarterback position, and the numbers that he put up, all of the same type of success. You're seeing wide receivers running wide open. You're seeing the production. You've had years where they've had a running back that, guys that have gone off and played for Georgia, guys that, like dogs at their position, literally, but still, this offense runs with such efficiency. Daniel Novikov deserves his flowers. And a lot of people that, doubt or have those, or try to kind of dump down the accomplishments of this squad, you can't. The numbers are there. They've taken down some of the big dogs. They've beaten the Alitos. They've beaten the Austin LBJs of the world. This team they're for real. And it's no longer an excuse to look at TAPS football and say, oh, it may be a step down from 6A, 5A, or whatever, what have you. Yeah. This offense that Daniel Novikov has implemented here is one that transcends and is good on any level, anywhere. I've called these games. Yeah. I've watched the way that this thing operates, and it is a well-oiled machine that is hard to stop. He stresses you at every point on the field.
Maybe the strongest endorsement of Parish Episcopal and the strongest endorsement of TAPS football that I think I've personally heard, and you were a part of this conversation, was with South Oak Cliff head coach Jason Todd, who, when we talked with him last year, Sock and Parish Episcopal played for the 2nd straight year. Sock was able to get him both times, but he said that he felt like that was a really good test for them because he felt like Parish Episcopal was akin to a team that they would play in the 4th or 5th round of the 5A D2 playoffs. That's a pretty strong statement in terms of endorsing Parish Episcopal and private school football in general, because very clearly PCA can play with these guys, Liberty Christian can play with these guys. That's 5A D2 big school football in Texas, and he's thinking, yeah, they could go regional final, state semifinal type level deep into the playoffs. This is a big-time program with guys like Jalen Pyle going to Michigan. They play some serious football here in TAPS, especially in TAPS D1.
Yeah, and Jalen Pyle is a junior. He's not going to Michigan until another year. He still has some more ball to play, and I promise you, I don't know who's the heir apparent behind Sawyer, but whoever that guy is, he is chomping at the bit to get his opportunity because he knows that he's going to be successful. This is absolutely amazing to see the success that they've had. 5 state titles in a row for Coach Daniel Novikov, and this is one of those off years where even you said, look, you haven't seen Parish Episcopal lose this many games in one season and still be right there on the cusp of winning another championship. But there is an Argyle Liberty Christian that is still
they're lurking,
yeah, and waiting.
Man, I want to see that football game. There's no
Me
two
too.
ways about it. Real quick, let's give our respect to Prestonwood Christian because they had a terrific season as well. They will finish this season at 9-3. A terrific season for Donnie Yantis' club. He's building something here at Prestonwood Christian as he moves now into year 4 this offseason as they continue to try and work their way into this upper echelon in TAPS Division I and themselves contend for state championships. They're very clearly right there. A lot of really good football players on this team. I certainly hope Matthew McLean is going to be okay. He's just a junior as well. He went for 8 for 221 and a pair of touchdowns tonight. Jonathan Frenchlove, also a junior, 7 for 145 and the other 2 touchdowns. They've got some serious talent. Luke Glass is a junior. Like, it's all coming back next year.
I just got to say, this was my first opportunity to watch and analyze a guy like Luke Glass. This kid has all the goods.
Yep.
He made some throws tonight that were jaw-dropping. I mean, his ability to touch for a kid that's 6'6", 200 pounds, I mean, put a basketball in his hands. I mean, what else can this guy? I mean, he's got to be able to drain a 3 on you also. But, man, he made some throws tonight that were absolutely spectacular.
24 for 37 for 425 and 4 touchdowns. The line for Luke Glass tonight. He was absolutely game and very nearly brought his team back, even from down 2 scores in the final 3 minutes of this game. They made Parish Episcopal sweat this one out right to the very finish. But it is ultimately Parish Episcopal that gets the win. Sawyer Anderson with a virtuoso performance. Just another one for him. 586 in total yards and 5 combined touchdowns. Nick Wheeler with 3 touchdown runs as well. And Parish Episcopal puts up 61 on the road to move on to the state semifinals. 8-4 now on the year as they win it 61-55 over Prestonwood Christian. For our entire Friday Night Football crew, our director Clay Marshall, our photographers this evening Graham Rayner and Cody Pryor, our digital coordinators back in house Pete Friedman, Zachary Giannis, and Jay Wallace, Heckma Harrison alongside. I'm Mike Leslie. Thanks so much for watching Friday Night Football tonight. We're certainly hopeful. One more to go this season next week. We'll keep you posted on that. But for now, we bid you a good evening after a terrific football game. See you next week, everybody.